word.
Excuse me.
I didn't
Welcome to
even
my
realize.
so-called life. How's it going? My voice is kind of raspy. I lost my voice the other day. It's slowly coming back. Twinny McTwin from the Twin Planets playing first base for the Minnesota Twins.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Former star of the show Twin Peaks. How's it going?
Do you know, I actually had to look up the actors from Twin Peaks just to make sure there was a hot girl. Oh, I'm doing great. Today has been the best Monday I've had in a long time.
Awesome.
So
Awesome.
you guys, I have 2 coffees because Starbucks kind of like messed up my order. I'm ready to go.
I think they do. They know that they're just gonna send you on a rocket ship. That when they give you 2 coffees, you just put your feet together and take off.
Bring it on.
2 coffees.
I got an Americano and a nitro, but I don't think I'll get to the nitro tonight, but we'll see.
Yay! Hello, Katie. Sorry, twin. Keep going. I gotta change the Minnesota Twins over here.
Hi, Nancy.
Yay!
Hi, Chris. How are you doing? Hi, Melanie. Hello, everyone out there that's not saying hello yet.
I had to make sure. I was like, am I seeing?
No, it's how's everyone doing tonight? I hope you guys had a great Monday. Like again, mine was really good. We got to go play outside with the ducks and the chickens. It was great. Oh, Nancy's saying hello to you.
Yay! Hello, Nancy. Hello. Hey, Sydney, how's it going? Hello. Great to see you. I hope everyone's doing well. I constantly, in my old videos, I used to say, that's another victory here in the House of Sewing. Not only do I show all my victories, but I show my failures as well.
Oh.
So my sweater was kind of a fail.
Oh.
Well, it's not a sweater, it's a tuxedo like top, and I completely made this as a mock-up, but it's a mock-up. Oh, it's a mock-up, a muck-up.
Okay. Does it fit?
Kind of.
Oh.
Oh no, we're gonna do the dance in a minute. I'm gonna show you, and you're gonna be like, okay. I think I put the arms on wrong. First off, I think I inverted the arms. But this is my first time using the pattern, and the only way I'm going to learn anything is through these hilarious mistakes. It's not sitcom level mistakes, but it absolutely is mocking me.
Oh, Chris. Oh.
All right. Give me a minute and we'll start the shenanigans.
Yay. Oh, I was really hoping it was going to turn out really well.
It did not. But you know what? Even though it was an utter and complete failure, it's still something to explore, examine, figure out how we got here.
Is this something that we have to wait for Ollie with?
I'll put it on again.
Okay.
I will. But I went to go shoot a short in front of my house because if I put the camera way back, you can't see the mistakes. And I was doing my thing, and first off, I wasn't feeling it.
Yeah.
And then when I looked in the camera, I was like, oh, this is terrible.
No, definitely no smiles, no winking. I'm still waiting for the wink.
It's my giant arm. I should have made everything bigger. I haven't used this pattern in a long time. And these are the famous bagpipes that come to me Dude, these things are like baseball bats.
I saw them behind you yesterday, and I almost said, "Is that your bagpipes?" But I was like, "No, no, he didn't bring those out."
I did.
Oh, but I like what it looks like.
See from far, but okay. I won't point. It's mistakes were made. Okay, hold on. Oh, I should have made it a little bit bigger. I gotta do a shimmy.
So in the shoulders, it's a little tight.
Oh, it's my shirt too.
Uh-huh.
I think I put the arms on backwards.
Chris said Attack of the Bagpipes.
I want to say a year ago, I did a live stream from my closet, and I pulled out the bagpipes, and they literally hit me on the head and conked, and it made a cracking, skull cracking sound. Oh man, this thing's tight. Fail. And it's okay. Thank you, Chrissy. Thank you. But I can't put my arm past, like, I feel like I'm gonna rip it if I have to raise my hand, I'm gonna do one of these. But it's got some life, but I feel like I was missing pieces. I think I missed something. See, from afar, it's professor-ish.
Mm-hmm. I could see that.
But in a 4K, in my Canon camera, I saw every mistake. And I was going for, Professor Tweed.
Yeah, turn around. There you go. Oh, yeah. It looks wide enough through the shoulders.
I think I put the arms on wrong.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell which one was which. And because they both have a very, cupped, because the pattern, it cups the arms. So when you're putting it on, it's over instead of in.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the size because it closes. But I don't know. I kind of consider this a fail. What do you think? I kind of consider this a fail.
Since you're saying it doesn't fit you right, and even the collar part, it doesn't look right to me personally.
It's not. I did something
wrong.
I
don't know if it's just the way it needs to be folded. It needs, I don't know, it needs to be folded in a little bit.
Professor Tweed. I'm gonna keep this forever. I'm gonna fix it.
Oh yeah,
so I can wear it.
Don't get rid of it.
You know what? It's so funny when last night, because I made everything first because the arms just looks janky. It looks awesome as a vest. I look like Destro from G.I. Joe.
Oh.
As a vest, this is amazing. But when I put the arms on, look, see, I think I put them on upside down.
I think so too. I'm looking at it.
Look how I got chicken arms. I shouldn't have flab on my jacket. I did, but like I said, I share all my victories and my faith.
So are you gonna take the arms off?
I'm thinking about it. Hey, Tasha. Hello.
Hi, Tasha.
Yay. Hey, Rita. Hello.
Hi, Rita. Hello. How are you doing? Welcome in.
How's it going?
Okay, I have no voice.
You too. Oh.
I didn't yesterday. I just got my voice back today. Yesterday I had no voice.
Let's get you some hot tea.
No voice.
I'm gonna call Baron right now and tell him he has to bring you some hot drinks.
Well, welcome. You were missed.
We already did that.
You were missed, Rita. So good to see you.
Yeah. It's good to see you, girl.
My jacket is a complete fail.
I would blame it on Tammy, but I can't do that because she's not here. No, I was at her retreat thingy.
Yeah.
That was cool. That was
Awesome.
that was fun.
Yeah. I had no time this weekend to do that.
Yeah, it was fun.
Oh, good. I know she does it at the end of like every other month or something like that. So,
No, she did one in February.
yeah.
And this one, and their next one I think is in June. I think.
Hey.
Well, if I have the Professor Tweed coat on, I might as well.
Oh,
See, I don't like how it didn't come out well. It just did not come out well.
it's
Oh no, Rita, that's how I was yesterday. I slept most of the day. These
Yeah.
internet viruses suck.
Well, Katie, you were on that retreat. Remember, my voice was going then. I think Katie was there. I think.
Awesome.
So I just been playing with scraps.
Yeah.
I sew when I'm sick. I sew.
Yep, I just playing with scraps.
I've made quite a few videos where I open up and I'm like, I don't feel well, but I've made these 4 coats because I was really bored.
Right. I can sew. I don't need to talk to sew.
That's right. As long as that foot can hit the pedal and the hands can go, why not?
But I guarantee you, you cannot sew without talking. It doesn't happen.
Can't sew without talking.
I couldn't talk. On Sunday, I couldn't talk, and I didn't say anything until I spoke to my 20-minute twin. The entire day, did not speak a word. Didn't help because I still was like, ah.
He was raspy last night too. Yeah.
Yay.
Allergies, just allergies.
Yeah, I've been hitting up the Flonase. Like at school, I'll be like sniffing it, and the kids are like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm doing drugs."
Hey, what's that stuff? Airborne? When that stuff first came out, man, I used to take it. That stuff helped me out. I'm immune to it now.
Yeah.
It's like teachers. Like I take it all. I have so much vitamin C and everything in the classroom. You can be sick, you can be snotty, you can do it all. You can hug me, and I won't get anything.
Tasha,
Okay, knock on wood, but
this is my biggest plight in life. I sleep eat. I wake up and I'm like, I don't know, that's weird. There's an Oreo next to next to the pillow next to me. Then I go look in the mirror and there's one stuck on my shirt.
Tasha, you need to put snacks in bed with you, like next to your nightstand.
Hey, man.
Pam. Great to see you. Tweed is so hot. Tweed is so on fire hot.
So what do you have the coat on for then?
Because this one was an utter and complete failure. That's what I was showing when you hopped in.
Right.
This coat is
Well, you just made the neck too high.
I did.
I think it needs to be folding.
I thought because it tells you to fold it, but I didn't realize that was like before sewing.
Well, why can't you just undo it and redo it?
I'm thinking about the arms are the worst because I think I put the arms on backwards.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you got them turned around. You just got the opposite arm on the opposite arm.
Because I can't move, because I can't go above here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just got the 2 arms flip-flopped. Just
I was having too much fun.
You were making a turtle jacket.
We're gonna have to get you some pins that put left and right.
Yeah.
How can you tell the difference on the
Well, I guess isn't there
They're
The
different.
patterns say.
You can see it. They're different shaped. See, it's
Do I know. We've all. You've met me. Do I look like I read instructions? Says the guy who put the arms on wrong.
yeah. They're just.
I can't even wave. I gotta do the lazy wave to people. Hi. Hi. I can't even do the full, like, great to see ya.
Oh, I guess no hugs today. Don't wear that to the airport.
I snacked on cheese and almond crackers. I'm all set for the night. That's awesome.
That's amazing.
Thank you, Dre. Honesty. I look like, I'm telling you, and when I took this wig with the sleeves off, I look like Destro from G.I. Joe.
I still like that. That's pretty sweet. That's
I might take the sleeves off and just keep the sleeves off.
well, yeah, and cut the collar down.
Well, you didn't use the Serger, so it's just sewn on there, right?
Turn it into a vest.
Well, we can just unpick everything.
Let me see if I could show you my footage from earlier. I was not. This is truly behind the scenes of my so-called life because I was not feeling it. Oh, look at my face. Even my face was like, no. No. That was my initial face. No.
Yep. You weren't happy with it at all.
No.
It's because look how wrinkly the arms look from far away.
Yeah.
Because you got your arms going way back like that.
Oh, when I'm standing way back, I'm hiding my mistakes. That is well known. I look like this. This is my first week at sewing school.
But it's the first time that you've ever done that jacket. Now you know.
It's
Now
still
you know.
Still a nice jacket.
Thank you.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
I love the jacket.
Absolutely
I love
agree.
the jacket.
I might just take the sleeves off, add some spikes, and go 1980s punk rock.
Mhm. You're gonna put some patches on it. Is that what you're saying?
What's that?
You're gonna put patches on it?
I did that with my my grandma cord jacket, and I loved that thing.
Mm-hmm.
That thing fits amazing. Oh, you know what? I don't want to put it on because I have gained a lot of weight, and if it doesn't fit, I'm gonna cry live on YouTube.
Oh, we don't know. Yeah, we don't know.
Speaking of dreams, hey, hello. Speaking of dreams, right before I woke up this morning, I had a dream that I erased my YouTube channel on a mistake.
Oh.
On a mistake.
Oh my gosh.
So I woke up in this really, really strange panic. Because it's not that I don't remember my dreams. It's I have reoccurring dreams. So after a while, it's the same thing every night. And I was like, I hope that wasn't real. And it really didn't dawn on me it was a dream until I was looking at my YouTube studio and I'm like, I guess I didn't erase my YouTube channel. And I was like, oh my God, that was a dream. I had a terrible dream this morning. I need to stop eating spicy stuff before I go to bed.
That might help.
Yeah.
So, how's the Serger keeping up?
I made my first project with it. So, I actually used it today. I didn't.
Awesome.
You got it.
Did you need me to take it out?
Yeah, get it out.
So, I'm big into Project Dress a Girl, and I love donations. Hi, how y'all doing? And so I made a dress.
Awesome.
Hold on.
Great to see you, Sylvia, on a ferry bound for Juneau. Great to see you.
It's a pillowcase dress.
I'm going,
It's a pillowcase dress. This is what I make for my kids. And
cute.
I would just put t-shirts and stuff underneath them.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it's cute.
I'm like, I don't think that dress is going to fit you, but okay.
Oh, no. You don't have to worry about it fitting me.
That's awesome. No, you did that first day out of Serger school. First
know.
day.
Nice.
So
Nice.
it's like I'm used to making these on the domestic, and then all of a sudden I have a serger, and it took me half the time. So we shall see where else it goes. Yeah.
That is amazing. That is
So I think
absolutely
I need a challenge. I think somebody needs to challenge me on something. Maybe.
You are such a
Yeah.
I'm footloose and fancy free.
There's a challenge right there.
I know. I know. I can't do challenges with you.
Why?
I was talking about
Tell
William.
me how I did that. Is
With
it
your
easy or
stars.
is it not?
You have to bring it closer to me. Like I see the flying geese that
Hold
you
on,
and
let me,
that Tammy did
Oh,
on.
yeah, that's Tammy. Hold on.
Yeah,
Stand up.
No, I'll
but
make
I'd love to. Yeah, like I have wonderful vision, but I can't see that far away. Not today. Oh, that's so pretty.
What it does is it makes 4 of these
Yeah.
and 1 diamond, a diamond here, a diamond here, and a diamond here. But is that paper piecing or is it not?
I don't think you paper pieced it.
Are you
But
sure about that? I did an experiment today.
Yeah, you could go both ways. Because you could just, I mean, you could measure it and then land it on certain places, but did you paper piece it?
Depends on how you look at it.
Yeah.
I thought, okay, what is paper piecing? It's something drawn on a piece of paper. So
Yeah.
why can't you take that same idea, same concept, and draw what you want on the material itself? That is made from this.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
See the lines?
Mm-hmm.
And you sew on the line, but put the thing back here. That's the only time you sew on the back. And
Yeah.
I'm like, so why can't paper piecing be done the same way?
It absolutely can.
On the same cloth without having to mess with the paper. But I just drew a thingy on there.
Awesome.
And it looks like it's been paper pieced, but it hasn't.
That's
so you
amazing.
could do the same thing with anything. You just have to be able to draw it on the.
And I love how scrappy it looks, and it's like a string block.
Oh yeah, I had to get a whole bunch of scraps. It's like I got to get rid of these scraps.
You want some more? I have a whole peach basket.
No.
Like I already have some going to someone.
Full of those little scraps. And I'm like, I got to get rid of them. It's enough. And then Tammy made me make more. So.
You're amazing, Rita. You blow my mind. You really do.
Hey,
Like I wish I had the
block fella.
innovation that you do. That you can just see things and just create.
No, I was just sitting there and it's like, you know what? All of a sudden just in my brain, why is it paper piecing has to be done on a piece of paper? There's no reason for it. Because all you're doing, well, I don't sew on the paper, but if you don't sew on the paper, you're sewing on the backside, flipping it over. And that's all you're doing. And it's like, well, you could do that without using the paper at all. Sure enough, you can.
Hi, Terry. Hi, green hand. Love that.
Great to see you. I do too. Great to see you. I'm going to serge the arms on my coat and see if... No, I think it's good for a serger.
William, what are you doing?
William,
we physically can't go and take the stuff out of your hand. Is this peer pressure time? What are you doing?
Keep your eyes on the road and your hands up on the wheel.
There's one made from chickens.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, I love it.
The grocery bag made from chicken fabric.
Foundation piece used to be on muslin. You didn't tell me you're on a live tonight. Great to see you, Cynthia. Hello, hello, and welcome, welcome.
I ain't telling nobody.
She's secretive.
Yay.
She gets my emails and she says yes.
And it's like, wait a minute, I can't do this. I have literally that retreat. My voice was going, and by the end of the night, I had no voice.
Yeah.
Like, well, if I lose my voice, oh well.
I do that too many times. I just got mine back today.
It don't keep me from talking. My voice just goes in and out, and I sound funny. Wait.
So, Terry wants to see your dress again. We need to see your dress again.
Oh, Terry, I made a pillowcase dress because I just had to make something simple.
It's cute.
And it is. It's adorable. It's for like a, I don't know, a 6, 7, maybe a year old. Isn't it adorable? Oh, just put a little t-shirt underneath it.
I'm like, when he made it, I was like, are you kidding?
I'm going to find a girl and I'm going to put it on her. She's going to model it.
It's a t-shirt dress. I don't get it.
It's a what?
Does it have legs in it?
No.
A pillow goes in it.
A pillowcase dress. So back in the day, people would take pillowcases and just put the arms and like a ribbon through it. And then that's what I used to make for my girls all the time for church and things because it was just so easy. Or like their little beach dresses. And then I would make little romper things for the bottom with like little like lace on their bottoms to cover their diapers. It was so cute.
Great to see you, Christina. Great to see you,
Hi,
Sylvia.
Cynthia.
Welcome. Cynthia, you're welcome here as well. I was just YouTube surfing, checking out this live, and I see Rita, who I just met this weekend at a quilting retreat.
Oh, hi, Cynthia.
Are you sure it was me, Cynthia? Are you positive?
Absolutely, Terry. Absolutely. I'm so impressed on what you've done with your Serger. Hey, Zodi. So I thought about it, and I don't know a thing about sewing, but I think I have to learn the patterns I'm making because I used to make patterns all the time. Working in a fab shop, I actually did the same thing. And I always say that there's no difference between painting and sewing. There is, but painting is 90% prep.
Exactly.
And sewing is the same thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hi, Zodi. How are you doing tonight?
Great to see you.
Yeah.
Look at all this. Her flying things.
I love flying geese.
I don't like flying geese.
I'll make them for you.
Okay.
I'll just send them to you.
There you go.
Come.
No.
Do I have to come get the fabric?
I'm going to do it until I love to hate them.
Yeah. Oh, there's a tool I use. It's called the corner square clipper thingy. I don't know. I'd have to look it up.
Right.
But I love it. And I cut it and then I just sew it on that 1/4 inch seam, and pretty much 99.9% of the time it looks beautiful. It's not distorted or anything. So
unforgettable. Oh, I don't know. Jerry, what kind of loom? I make looms. I make the peg looms. They're with nails, and then some actually have pegs.
Oh, yes, the bloomers. Aren't they the most adorable thing? The bloomers underneath the dresses, Terry?
Mm-hmm.
Every little girl needs them.
Why didn't you put little bloomers? You know what you should have done, Jess, is like cut out the back end a little bit. You could still do that. Put a little and put little ruffly underwear in there.
Maybe my next dress. Like I could make it where it like crisscrosses in the back.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, I love little girl stuff.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Never worn bloomers. If I was to make a pair of pants like that, I would look like like I was in the Three Musketeers.
Oh.
I'd look like
There's something wrong with that?
D'Artagnan.
Yep.
I get my underwear from old T-shirts on my Serger. They last longer than Hanes.
I could have mine brought in here if you want to see it.
I have an endless supply of T-shirts.
Mine's big though. It's heavy. It's big.
Yeah, but your t-shirts are black.
Not
What little
all.
girl wants to wear black?
Mine are purple. My t-shirts are all purple.
You'd be surprised, and I guarantee you, a lot of little girls are wearing black right now.
I only own one black t-shirt, and it's got Dale Earnhardt on it before he passed. It was the last race he did.
Oh wow!
I have that t-shirt, and it just sits there. I don't wear it anymore.
If you had a little girl, she would never wear black.
You know, okay. The only reference I have is my son, and I would let him wear what everyone. When he was younger, he would wear like red pants with a blue shirt. Like he did not care. And then one day he started dressing like me.
Because he wanted to be like his daddy.
So now he literally wears my old clothes.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm one of those people where, you know, with children, I let them pick. And you want to go outside looking like Rainbow Bright, looking like Punky Brewster, go right ahead. It's not gonna bug me.
My daughter had it was rainbow, the My Little Pony, the rainbow one, and she had that, and it was that dress was washed every single night, and she wore it every single day for months. I mean, months. Even in the winter, we put leggings underneath it. I mean, months.
I use metal pins. That's a cockkeeper. I use metal pins for most of my projects. I use pins with glass. I need to find those glass pins. Never seen those. If I ever get married again, I'm wearing black.
Terry, eventually I'll talk to you. But yeah, it's good. It's good.
If I ever get married again, I'm showing up full eagle with the eagle head.
You are not. You are not.
And if cheesy Elvis isn't there, then I'm not there.
I doubt whoever you marry again, if you ever get married again, we'll say like no to the eagle head.
There you go.
There's always hope. There's always hope.
Fifth
time's the charm.
Oh, womanizer. Oh, that's beautiful, Rita.
That's a peg loom.
Oh, hold on. Let me make it big.
I made this thing. It's a peg loom.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it makes rugs.
I love that.
I have a weird question. Could I make a wool blanket like that?
Yes. It's a weaving loom. It's a peg loom. It's a peg loom because it's got the pegs.
I have a collection of wool blankets, and they last forever.
Mm-hmm. Now, every bit of this is made out of t-shirt yarn. It's all t-shirts.
I took my nephew to the store with him wearing cowboy boots, basketball shorts, and a polo shirt. I was like, you know what? You're good to go. Let's go. Absolutely. I'd be like, let's get in the car, bro. Let's go. I let my son would be like a cape, shorts. He would wear his snow boots, and I'm like, let's go.
Am I lifting this up?
Nope.
Aquarius, what are you guys?
Bites.
Hi, guys.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going. It's going back out. That's where it's going.
Yeah. Watch it because it bites. Remember that.
Terry, I'm driving to New York and getting you. Like, we're going to go on vacation. I'm going to be saying, what are you doing?
Have you guys ever heard the song Float? Float on. Float. Float on. It's an oldie. But at the end, everyone in the band, they come out and this one guy's, my name's Charles, and I'm an Aquarius.
Yes,
so the other guy's Libra. So whenever anyone asks me of my sign, I think of that song. Float.
What are you?
I'm an Aquarius, but I'm born in. But because of Neil deGrasse Tyson, I now claim to be an Ophiocan because the Ophiocan Nebula is out there. The zodiac signs are based on celestial events that people saw at the time.
So is that going to change what I am? because you want to be different and put it in there? Does it shift everything?
That's what I do with a lot of my scrap fabric, but you have to make sure it's stretchy. Or cut it on the bias. If you cut it on the bias, don't cut it the other way. You must cut it on the bias because you have to stretch it.
Yeah.
I almost shot coffee out my nose. Sorry, I had to mute myself for a minute.
So snorting coffee now?
No, I started laughing and now I can smell it. It almost came out my nose.
Yeah.
Oh man. What have you done? Okay. So I have a weird question. Do rugs destroy sewing machines?
No.
Are they hard on sewing machines?
Yes.
Well,
yes.
Like a domestic, like making a rug on a domestic.
Yes.
are you talking about like a jelly roll rug?
Yes, but just anything in general.
It's hard on the machine because it's going through so much
Yeah.
fabric, and it is hard. You'll hear it go thunk, thunk,
Thunk, thunk. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll hear it.
Yeah, you do need a heavy duty like needle and
Like if you have an
No.
actual rag
Yeah.
rug that goes around and around, the machine, you'll break a lot of needles.
I ignore that thud, thud, thud.
No, it does more than thud. I did it by doo-doo, and I actually bent the shaft on a machine.
I did like my brother handled it like a beast.
Yeah, it will work. I have a jelly roll one sitting on the floor. It does work, but you just have to the strips have to be tiny, and you kind of stretch them and they'll roll. You take any material, if it's skinny enough, and stretch it, it will roll on its own self.
Yeah, so you didn't put batting in it? No, I put batting in mine.
No.
And then I just like fold it in half and then folded the edges in, so it just kind of like I'm doing binding.
No. What would I want to put batting on this thing for? Are you crazy?
Because I like to have comfy things underneath my feet, Rita.
No.
But it's pretty.
It's because what these are is they are there's a name for these type like people that got anxiety really bad. You can put your feet on it and feel the knots. It's a
So it's for sensory.
yes, because not on this side, but the knots are on the other side. And what I know, one of my dogs has anxiety super bad, and he just comes in here and he'll roll over and rub his body on those little knots.
Mm.
Yeah, it's like a sensory type of thing. But no, I wouldn't want. No, that thing's heavy. Heavy.
So, Mr. So, what are you making?
Yeah, you could do that. You just have to make it so the fabric pushes up. So it's skinny, and then you tie it together and then weave it through. It's hard to explain. You could do it with regular fabric. And everybody else is no talk.
I have that song in my head.
What happened?
I'm surging, and I'm trying to do it the right way. I have this weird technique of turning the garments in different directions depending on the way, because I don't want any fabric flapping over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I now know my machine.
Yeah, I use fabrics too. Sometimes I just weave it in and out, and then when I stretch it across, I lift it up, and it will squish to the other fabric.
I've always wondered about that. A long time ago, I witnessed someone destroy a sewing machine making a rug. I just haven't had any. I don't have any positive views on making a rug with a sewing machine.
If I'm gonna do like an actual rug, like a braided rug is what they call them, I do them by hand. I'm not. And these are actually braided. They're not twisted around. They're actually braided. You braid them. I use 4 to braid. I don't add. But if you use a sewing machine, you're going to destroy that machine.
Well, yeah. It's just the density of the material. Like when I was making my jelly roll rug, I used batting, so it wasn't as dense as yours. Yeah.
Oh no, there was a reason for that, and it's because that one dog it's the other white Shar Pei. He's got issues, and that's because of being abused. And I found things that he can feel on his body. He stops, and what he does is he'll just start turning in circles, like he's gone completely bonkers, and then start banging his head on the wall. He's got anxiety so bad. I'm like, you know what? The dog needs a sensory thing. I made that rug, and it's got the knots, and so he just rubs on it. It rolls back and forth, and I'm like, I wonder if the dog's autistic. That's what he reminds me of. Autistic kid, but an autistic dog. Who knows?
I don't know if you can diagnose. As the one thing I can, as a professional, I don't know if you can diagnose your dog with autism.
No. The vet checked him, and the vet goes, I was like, what? He goes, that dog is weird. And I said, gee, thanks. And she goes, no, I just have never seen a dog that like does things like that. And I go, well, he was severely abused when he was a puppy. She goes, he was malnourished as well. And I said, yeah. She says it's more than likely without doing brain surgery, and it's caused his brain not to be correct. So she goes, maybe autistic, but they have to do all kinds of tests, and I'm not testing a dog to be autistic. He just has his own thing he does. No eating on the job.
I'm trying to figure out what he's making.
I thought he was fixing that jacket. Oh no, that's
that's a different material.
Because of my utter and complete failure, I'm going back to what I know. So maybe or maybe not, I'll be on my front lawn tomorrow.
Do you know what that
wearing this?
No, that material looks. It's lined. It almost looked like white pine.
You know, it's really funny. We have a lot of that around here. Oh, that weird ash tree. Those weird ash. Right. We have a ton of those. You know what? I never noticed that until you said something. That does look
right. I'm like, he's sewing wood on that machine. Are you kidding?
We have a ton of those, but I don't know if they were brought here because a lot of the plants here were planned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's what it looks like, wood. With little.
Do you have birch trees out there?
Did not know that. I did not know that. I think that's what they're called. I am not the most technical human in the world.
Were you just answering my question? The birch tree?
I think that's what they are. Like
the bark can peel off like paper.
Yeah, and it's white.
It's white. It's birch. It's a birch tree.
We have a ton of those around here.
I think they are absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. I have what's it called? In front of my house, it's pink. I actually have 2 of them.
A crepe myrtle.
I have 2 of them in front of my house. I forget about them, and then during the spring, I have 2 giant pink froze in front of my house.
Do you know that you can cut back all of the blossoms and it'll bloom again before the fall?
It was almost destroyed by a freak cyclone or hurricane, whatever we had. And then my other one, there was not a dispute, but my neighbor asked me, so I had to chop it in half. I was being a good neighbor.
You can use fabric for the warp. I use like sheets. You know how thick a sheet is, Terry? You can use fabric for the warp.
They made you chop half the canopy off?
It was over their house, and they said that that's how the raccoon got on their roof. But really what they did was evict the raccoon from their area and push it over to mine.
Yeah.
It was living up in her like awning or whatever.
Well, then she needs to figure out how to get rid of it.
They tried everything. I thought the raccoons were gone. They had a guy. They brought traps. Everybody always like where I live. People are not self-sufficient, so they always call a guy.
A guy. Oh.
Give me a trap and my over enthusiastic son. I'll catch that thing in 35 seconds.
Why can't they just go get a live trap and their raccoons are not hard to catch?
They're
I'm
smart.
letting
You just
you
can't
know-
put anything in that trap.
You just have to be.
Have
What
you
I
been Rocky?
like about catching raccoons is when you got it, you've got to check to make sure if that thing's a male or female and make sure it doesn't have babies.
I'm sure it's had a whole litter. 'Cause
I mean,
hear
new
them.
babies.
Yeah.
I don't think it like I don't know. It's not in the shed because I took the door off and I finally pulled my my tile saw out. The bicycle my son has been begging me for years because I have a a real adult bicycle. You know what's so funny? I pulled a bike out and now everybody has electric bikes. So now he's like, "This is terrible. I want an electric bike now."
You can put a motor on them.
No, but he's of that age where he's going to get this thing called a car. So we had the speech today of like, because I have two trucks. Well, I am going to tow the other truck out to sea and give it a Viking funeral. But the truck I'm never going to get rid of. I tell him like, that's yours, bro.
Yeah.
So find the motivation. Like that's his truck.
So cute.
So
He'll be
when we were
driving it soon.
very soon, and so he was like, he asked me for an electric bike, and I was like, okay, but do you want this instead of a car? And he's like, okay. I completely rescind everything I just said.
Mm-hmm.
But I rescued all kinds of stuff out of that shed. I figured out why my fountain is still working after all of these years because it was just well built. But yeah, so I don't know if the raccoon's there or not. I think it just comes back to this. I think it's claimed my area.
Mm-hmm.
Rita the dog whisperer. Not.
I told you he lives where I live, and he's a funny guy. And you know what's so funny? The dog park that he shows sometimes is like, well, it's in our central area.
I would love to meet Caesar Milan in person. He's an amazing guy.
I saw him during COVID. We were at a Mexican restaurant that was like a speakeasy. None of us were supposed to be there.
Oh.
But my mom knew the owner. She'd been going there for like 40, 50 years. And so they let us in, and I saw him face to face.
He just seems like a really nice guy in person.
He's not, I'll tell you, like, I've met some people, and I'm like, why are you rude? He's not rude. I'll tell you that.
That's what I'm saying. He seems like, even though he works with animals, whatever, he just seems like he would be way down to earth. Like, hi, how you doing? What you doing today? And, that kind of thing.
You never know, though. You could catch someone on a bad day. You never know.
Right.
Like, I met John Cryer, and he had so much class. I was shocked.
Really?
Oh, he's the guy from the Brat Pack from the 80s.
Right. I would have never guessed that.
He was so kind to me. and he when you see him like in interviews, he looks like he has no patience whatsoever. But
I watched you too, Terry.
Watch Rocky Kanaka. Oh, Kanaka.
Mm-hmm.
Sitting with dogs.
Yep.
I've seen that. I can't watch, like, I can't go to the rescue. I can't walk into the pound. I cannot.
Nope. I would end up with bringing home all the dogs. I can't.
I've always brought home a dog when I go to the pound.
I can't.
I volunteered at one, and every time I come home with 10 or 11 or 12, and they wouldn't be dogs and cats. It would be sheep and pigs and horses, and I'm like, I can't come in here, guys, anymore. I keep bringing home animals.
Yeah. John Cryer was amazing. And I met him like when it was the early 2000s. I worked at a place called Togo's in North Hollywood. So they were like in the height of 2.5 Men. with him and Charlie Sheen.
Oh.
Like they were in the height of it.
Right.
William go to the rescue. No way. It makes me I want to take them all home.
Well, that's where you could get your hairless cat.
For the record, in my state, it is illegal to buy or sell an animal. So now you have to go through the pound to get a dog or a cat.
Really?
It is illegal to sell a dog. There's no more dog. There's no pet shops. Nothing in at least in Southern California.
There's breeders there. I know
No,
that.
of course, but like they're not.
Oh, you can't just go buy one off your neighbor.
No,
Really?
but truth be told, that's how I got Lulu. Like, I'm not gonna sit up here and be like everybody's paying attention to that because somebody had a bunch of dogs. They're like, we're gonna get rid of this dog. I said, I'll take it. 100 years ago.
Just a slight Chihuahua to Malamute, just a small size difference.
Aw.
Sody.
I went to the shelter looking for one of my ex's chihuahuas that got out and wound up doing the paperwork to adopt. I'm telling you. He says the shelters in Widmar. I've seen him. And we have like really hardcore laws about animals here because that is one of the number one reasons people sue each other in Southern California. And I'm not kidding you. In my neighborhood, we have armies of stray cats. Armies. Like people, still to this day, people abandon black cats.
No.
Get over your superstitions because I'm the guy that ends up feeding 45.
People are superstitious. I love black cats. I have one. But I always tell, well, why do you have a black cat and either a white or light colored one? I said, because then nobody can accuse me of being prejudiced. I have a black one and a white one. And everything in between. Well, that doesn't make any sense. And I go, well, okay. I'm not scared of a black cat. They're pretty. Black-haired cats are pretty. Or striped kitties. Unless their name is PJ, JP.
I will definitely check that out, Terry. Definitely check that out.
That reminds me, how's the little fluffy behinds doing?
Rita.
I've been waiting for an update, and I'm like, because that's what when
Where have you been?
For the record, we made it 52 minutes and 30 seconds without saying fluffy butts.
I didn't say that. I said behind.
I know. I said fluffy butts.
He's a fluffy butts. Oh.
They're
The
cute.
ducks are beautiful. The ducks are amazing. Oh my word. I have never had ducks before. But like I have like a little tray and they're swimming in the little tray in my little brooder. I'll take a video of it tomorrow. And then
no, do you have a tire? Like a
I don't have a tire. My brooder's not that big. And they're only staying with me until Friday. So.
Like a lawnmower tire. Cut it in half.
Not that big.
No,
it's like my brooder is the brooder for the ducks. So there's only 4 of them. Is probably like about 2 feet by maybe a foot wide. Like it's not very large, but it's just big enough just for them. And then
swimming pool in there.
Do what?
Swimming pool.
I have a tray.
Oh,
that's just is like maybe this tall, and they just get in it and they kind of just waddle around, and they'll all 4 of them will get in it. That's big enough for all 4 of them. And they get into the water and the food, and we brought them on a field trip today, so that was amazing. And the kids had to chase after them. That was fun because they ran off.
Yeah, they run. They're fast.
Yeah, they are. And they didn't realize it because chickens are just ducks are smarter. We'll just say that.
Ducks will go. You're going this way, and then they'll take off running that way.
But the chickens have their feathers on their wings, and they're starting to get their tail feathers now.
Flying time.
Oh yeah, they're jumping. Like I have to definitely keep the lid down because they're jumping up, and somebody accidentally dropped one today. So kid, if you're watching.
Huh?
All those kids. Love the kids for who they are, not who I want them to be.
Terry, in my neighborhood, somebody abandoned, like there were so many black cats abandoned that we were going around telling people like stop buying black cats.
Oh,
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
That's sad.
Or just cats in general. People are abandoning cats here, and it's crazy.
Well, they get them when they're nice and cute and fluffy. Then when they get them big, well, I don't want this no more. Let's just throw it away.
yeah.
And no.
Sylvia, I hope they're all female too, but if they're male, it's okay too. They'll understand who I am. I'm the hand that feeds them, and if not, then I'm the hand that, something else to them.
Did you go have the chicks sexed yet?
Do I have the chickens sexed? I think I do. I think I've already figured them all out. I do have a couple roosters, but you gotta have a couple roosters. Gotta have boys with the girls. Yeah, I do.
No.
I need somebody to protect them.
Right. From
And
who?
I can't do it all.
They're
No,
going to protect the chickens from you.
It's one of the silkies. I do believe that all of my regular sized chickens, like
Stew.
standard size, are girls. But
Chicken stew. Mm-hmm.
See, Sylvia and I are in the same boat.
yeah,
Oh,
Williams already
Boiling
told me that he would create stew out of any bird I brought
Yeah,
home
no.
that was undesirable.
fluffiness. Would you actually be able to the other?
Would I be able to call a chicken?
Mm-hmm. Cool. I'm
Absolutely.
like, what is that word? You would.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, I have.
So usually I just tell someone else just to spin it for me, and then I'll go ahead and I'll butcher it up and I'll skin it and stuff. Yeah, that doesn't faze me at all.
No.
Not to be
Lots of times. It's
not to be too graphic. When I was a little kid, my father took me to the Farmer John, which was right across the street from the. I'm not kidding you. In East LA, they're still there. Just have different names. The Alpo dog food plant. They were literally across the street from each other.
Yeah. And it smelled.
Well, they always put it on the industrial side of town.
Yeah.
But I remember going there, and everybody that worked there, they looked at me and they're like, "Kids, you've got a stomach." As an adult, because of those people encouraging me, I worked at a slaughterhouse.
Right.
and so I know the process of what it takes.
Right.
I don't plan on sending him to freezer camp, Terry. I really don't plan on it. I don't. And
Oh, that's a terrible camp.
but I do know the difference in the ducks though, in females and males. So the ducks, the feathers, if they're female, the tail feathers, they fan out. And if it's a male, they make a more of a cone shape in the back. That is what because those are mallards, and I looked up a mallard.
The males will also get right at the back of their back 2 feathers that do this. They curl up.
Okay.
The mallards will. They're the only ones that do it, but you watch 2 feathers will curl up.
Well, I will definitely ask for pictures because they're going to their forever home on Friday, and it's not.
Oh, you're not bringing no ducks home?
No, I have no desire to have ducks.
Oh man.
Ducks are so much easier to take care of than chickens.
First of all, a skunk obviously sprayed something in my backyard or near. I walked in my kitchen. My son's just talking on the phone. I'm like, "You don't smell that?" And he's like, "Oh, it does smell funny." If I stood in there too long, I can get a headache. It is strong in the kitchen. That means it sprayed something in the backyard.
Mm-hmm.
Because I put food out talking about strays, and so they fight over the food. But like the possums go there, and I like possums. I let that smell in here. I walked that smell in here.
You don't have no charcoal?
I have a ton, but it's outside with the skunk. This neighborhood, I made the mistake of moving back to the very neighborhood I'm from. And this neighborhood, as long as I can remember, has always had skunks.
Yeah.
Oh, that stinks.
Did you tell everybody about your skunk story from last week?
I think I told the skunk story.
Okay.
I rewatched the video and I'm like, okay, ew.
See, we raise chickens We raised chickens every year when I was growing up. See, most people, it's not an inhumane thing. It's as
No.
human beings, it's what we eat.
No, if I was on a homestead, darn tootin', I'd have chickens, pigs, ducks,
When I had my
a
herd
steer.
of rabbits, I culled rabbits every 2 weeks. I was getting $5 a pound for them rabbits.
Yeah, I always thought about doing rabbits.
It's meat, rabbit meat. There's no fat on them. I mean, yeah, I was culling them at 8 weeks old. They were being culled. But that was what their purpose was.
Yeah, I would even have quail on my homestead if I needed just to have something
That
else.
is so strong. I didn't even get what I went in the house for.
Hold your breath. Run really fast.
I'll take a Coke. Rita, you want something?
I did get quite a few today.
You think I need more?
No, but I got 2 coffees, girl. You didn't hear the beginning of the stream. They messed up and they gave an Americano, which is a 4-shot, and then I got my drink, which is a nitro. I'm only drinking this tonight. I can't go to the other one or I will be off the chain.
I'll stick with this.
So yeah.
But the
I get a
question is what
too
is
much.
that? It's Mountain Dew.
Oh, I can't drink
I am a Mountain Dew junkie. Sometimes, not always. Sometimes it actually has infused water in it.
Oh, my teeth are rotten just thinking about it.
Yeah, mine are too.
Sugar.
Raised by pirates, raised by people.
In Mountain Dew.
I
There's no sugar.
My mom's watching this and she's like, "You were not raised by pirates."
Mountain Dew has no sugar. Come on.
Really?
Mountain Dew doesn't have sugar. Then what does it have in it?
Why did it get me shaky when I drank that one from Walmart? I was like,
Caffeine.
Okay, then what's the sweetness from?
Corn syrup.
Isn't that
It is a form of sugar,
a
but
form of
not
sugar because it's glucose in some way?
because Mountain Dew, when you go to the hospital, you can actually, like, if they put you on a clear liquid diet, you can have Mountain Dew because it's not made with sugar.
Well, I shall not partake in that because I don't like Pepsi products as much at all.
You just do coffee. What's the difference? You're still getting caffeine.
Mm.
I don't like coffee.
I'm not a sweet person as much when it comes to my drinks.
So you add sugar to your coffee to make you sweet?
I don't add sugar to my coffee.
I do.
I went right
I get the
over
whole
that.
bag. I get the whole bag of sugar and I just pour coffee in it and drink it out of the bag of sugar.
That's what Garen does. He drinks that really dark thing and that Keurig thing. And then I'm like going, so in other words, you drink a little coffee with your sugar, right? He just tons of sugar in that cup. And I'm like, you.
Twin knows how much unreal amount of sugar. And
Oh,
that
I
was
saw
my
that.
representative. Next time when I show up, William's showing up and I need 20 sugars, please.
Mm-hmm.
You are not. Okay, no.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I just can't drink iced coffee anymore. So at least from Starbucks, something about it grabs me. And all of a
Yeah.
sudden it's me, myself, and Irene. Like,
Well,
I don't know
hey.
what it is.
dude, why don't you just skip the ad shots, man?
That's how it all started. Because I'm not kidding you. Back in the day, I was like, "May I please just get an iced coffee?" My hair is parted to the side. I was wearing a shirt with a collar. May I please get an iced coffee? Thank you.
William's always up this late, Cynthia. Always.
So what she was thinking, how can I stay up this late? Is that what she's asking?
No, she just said,
was thinking,
I saw you're up late. He's always up late.
I do not. I don't sleep. I wish I could actually change my sleeping habits. William likes a little coffee with his sugar. I am like that. It's weird. I don't know.
That's when I usually do my videos, is like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Oh no, I don't. I don't really stay up that late. Nope, never.
I only saw you once. Or was it last week when William and I popped up on your live?
I'm like, oops.
He texted me, he goes, Rita's on. And I was like, no way.
Yeah, I was trying because what I was doing, I was testing the different things to see which one I like, and trying to explain to him what he needed to do was like, I wanted to take my hair and pull it out. He didn't understand.
Yeah.
He says, well, I'm live. I says, no, you're not. You're just chatting in the channel. That's not live. He couldn't understand. And then when he finally did, it was like, okay, now I'm tired.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're trying to prevent William from having diabetes.
To be fair, the internet is confusing at first. Like all these new software, when even Restream, every time I'm trying not to double click because then it only gives me the option to kick someone out. It's reply, kick someone out, block them forever.
Once in a while, I don't know what it is, when Jess sends me that link, it sends me to some goofy Russian site. And I'm like, why is she sending me
Okay.
to a Russian site?
No way.
I'm so glad you brought this up. I'm so glad you brought this up. Hold on.
I'm like going, okay, shut everything down, clear everything. Okay, not have anything running. Do it again. And it's a Russian thing. And I'm thinking there's something in there that either got missed when you copied it. And I'm like, fine.
All I do is just copy the link from one and paste it on the other. I don't know. I just press
like
copy paste.
This Russian thing. I'm like, why is it in Russian? I don't get it.
So I have a weird question. Is it okay to be involuntarily subscribed to something on YouTube?
No. I think that's wrong.
I was going through my subscriptions and I noticed that I was subscribed to Restream. I never subscribed to Restream.
No, you have no. I don't think you would.
Check your thing. You're probably subscribed to them if you haven't. I unsubscribed.
I already did. I think it's some Restream did it.
I unsubscribed and it resubscribed me.
Nope. So what I did,
oops,
was through Restream. I changed it and put a different email address on there. And then it came back as an invalid email. And it won't resubscribe me again.
I would love to replace Wilford Brimley. I loved him as the Quaker Oats guy. Do you have diabetes?
No, I'm not subscribed at all.
I was, and they resubscribed me.
Yeah, I just
for a teacher on the East Coast.
I just changed the email.
Oh, you realize? Yes. Well, let me tell you about that. I don't stay up very late. And I take naps. Just not today, but I usually take naps. When I know that I'm streaming this late.
Oh, you take a nap while you're teaching kids.
I do. You're right. So, yeah. Usually it's between 11 and 12 o'clock. I kind of crash and I go psycho. I just go, let me just sleep on the couch. Just don't get me in trouble.
That's when you don't tell anybody and you Velcro all the kids to the ceiling, right?
I give them candy. That's what I do. I bribe them with candy. I bring them ice cream. I do all that. But no, I don't sleep. I don't require a lot of sleep at the moment. I'm a vampire.
Now the question is how many?
No, she does not take a nap with the kids there. If she did, she would be viral. Because kids nowadays, they pull out their phone and be like,
They would because there's a couple of them that have phones with them.
You let them use their phones?
No. They keep them in their book bags. I go, if I hear it, it's mine, and then your parents can come back and get it from me. But they're very respectful over it.
Well, that's good. I don't think they should have phones in the classroom or be able to use them in the classroom.
Mm-hmm.
No.
teaching, I have a high on teaching all day long. Like I'm just like at 110 miles an hour all day. Like we're having dance parties. We're doing it all and learning. It just kind of captures them and they learn from it.
Right.
And we're singing, it's so much fun.
Oh,
When they're on the computer, that's when I get bored. And I'm like, what do I do?
mm-hmm.
So, and that's when I start slow, like processing down and I'm like, oh, let's get some more coffee in me.
You ever have them like do like scavenger hunts on the computer?
Yeah, we do that. We do pixel art. We do escape rooms.
No, I'm talking like scavenger hunts. Make them go. They have to take a specific thing in history as an example, and they have to go find all the items related to a specific event.
Yeah.
On Google or whatever. I just wonder if kids respond to that kind of stuff.
Oh, they would. They would. I only teach math and science, but
you can do the same thing with math.
Exactly. But we in science I use a lot of workbooks. I try not to be on the computer all day long because they would love to be on the computer, but I just don't want to look at them on a device all day. So I do a lot of hands-on activities.
You ever have them make lava lamps?
We did some of them did for their science fair project.
Now there's another one. Oh, what is that thing called? It's a stress thing with a water bottle. You put oil and vinegar and you drop things.
Yeah.
And it's a stress. I don't know what they call it.
I did that with my second graders. I'll make elephant toothpaste with them.
Elephant toothpaste?
Mm-hmm.
You have many elephants in the room?
No, but you take yeast, hot water,
and make bread.
Peroxide and a food coloring, and you add the peroxide last, and it just comes up like a volcano, and then it makes a heat reaction, and you can actually feel the heat coming off of the elephant toothpaste itself. So I usually do that around Halloween, and I'll dress up as a mad scientist and do all of those experiments.
Why would they call it elephant toothpaste?
I don't know. Just what they call it. I just work here. I don't know.
I need that t-shirt. I need that t-shirt that says
No,
I have no idea.
You have no idea.
Absolutely.
What is I recently ordered a shirt. What was it? It was inspired of my recent grocery store trip. What's it called?
If you get one, can you order me one too? Maybe they have like a buy one get one free special.
Oh, tomorrow, my hi, I don't care, thanks t-shirt will be here before 10 p.m.
Oh, that's nice.
I don't care. That's funny.
Yay! And from the great north, shalom.
Oh, yay. Oh, I missed you. Look at I can see you.
Well, I had another nap, so that's the thing that happened.
Oh, I can hear you. Hold on. Oh,
hi everybody.
This is the king of the bouncing circles, right?
The bouncing circles?
Yeah, that's what I see is bouncing a circle that goes every time you talk. It goes.
Yeah, because when you're talking,
right? Yeah,
it goes.
Yes.
So how's it going?
Well, I'm well rested. That's for sure. It's going well. It's going well. I was without internet for a few days there, and that it's it's a first world problem and it sucks, but everything's back again now.
Awesome.
So, wake up and not have internet, and it's almost like, wait a minute, I feel like I forgot to put my pants on. That's what it feels like.
You know what though? When I go on vacation, I like being detached from like this room. This room is the internet. When I'm in here, I got the internet going. I'm watching all kinds of things. When I'm out and about, I'm like, you know, I don't. I originally felt like cell phones were leashes, so you can imagine how I feel about the internet in general.
Cell phones are leashes, and I love it when I lose mine and forget it somewhere.
I'm from
I don't have that social panic that a lot of people have.
Totally. We're from that last generation that, you know, ran outside.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that kids still don't do that, but I did that without a tracking device. But I'm bragging, but my parents bought me a pager. All of my friends were like, "Oh, that's so cool." I was like, "Dude, this is a tracking device for my controlling parents."
Yes, that is exactly right. No, nope. I'll just go stick with hose water, thanks.
Hose water. That's always something that we ask our kids. Like my team teacher and I will get that. We'll probably do that this week because we usually do that towards the end of the year, and we'll split them up on who we think drank hose water as a child and who hasn't yet. And like we won't tell them why we're grouping them or how we're grouping them, and then we'll ask them the question. So it's
just
so
to confirm who is actually part of that group.
Yeah. So, but most of the boys, they've done it. So
what is the big deal with drinking water out of a hose?
I grew up drinking hose water.
Yeah, it's a generation X thing. Like when you lived outside and you weren't allowed back in after your parents kicked you out. The only way to get a drink of water was from the hose.
Yeah. Or if you're on the ranch and you're working, the water's there. You don't go in the house. So you want drink, there's the hose.
Yeah, that's right.
And but most of these kids just carry water bottle, like filtration water bottles on them, and they can only go in certain spots. Like the kids that I deal with are kind of a little like on the high class side. That's how I feel sometimes. So
wow. Yeah. So in other words, the parents are not teaching the children survival.
No, that's my job.
If parents are sending children to school with filtered water, what is that kid going to do if he can't get access to water other than there's a pool of water out there? Figure it out.
My youngest refuses to drink school water because the house water tastes better.
Yeah.
Wow.
Would you do you is there drinking fountains where you guys are?
Yeah.
No.
I will destroy a drinking fountain.
No.
They're school fountains are so nostalgic. And they let out just the right amount of water just to sit there and gulp and gulp and gulp.
Nope. And they're cool too. I am so brave. I'll drink the water out at a rest stop. I was told my whole life, never sleep at a rest stop, never stop at a rest stop. And I finally figured out it's because all the people who were telling me were alive when Richard Ramirez was the freeway stalker.
Right.
In LA. And so in their heads, they're like, oh, I have driven across country. Some are sketchy, some are scary, but nothing ever happened to me.
No, I'm not going in here. There's no lights. I'm not going in there for nobody.
Certain states like Arizona and California, Oregon and Washington really take care of their rest stops. I'm not going to name other states where it's like, this is a rest stop. You keep driving by. You're like, oh no, I'm not going there.
New York's done a really great job. They're actually redoing all their rest stops on 87, which is amazing because they were old and just really ran down.
Yep.
And niece went to a park day and was like, oh no, I forgot my Stanley and I'm so thirsty. I just pointed at a water fountain and was like, there's free water right there.
Exactly.
You know what? I'm weird though. It's a weird thing. I'll drink out of a water fountain. I'll drink out of one even in Vegas.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like. I probably would drink out of a fountain just about anywhere and not think anything of it, and then regret my choices later. Because I don't know, like we have really like I have water that comes into our aquifer by filtering through a rainforest. You know, like I mean, if you could just there's like hundreds of thousands of fairies in the forest. You know, if you could picture that, it's like the elven music and everything, and that's what our water is like when it comes to us.
Right, it's different.
You know, and it's just it really like, I mean, we have better water than most bottled water. Like the total dissolved solids in our water is lower than a lot of bottled water.
Oh man. Because of my job, I have to test water. I got really curious. I went and bought Voss. I went to Starbucks. I went and got to Starbucks. You'd be surprised how filthy that water is.
Yes, it's disgusting.
You would be. I was shocked. One day, if you're bored, I'll show everybody. I have the water testing stuff in this room. You tell me, and because I still have all the bottles up at the shop, like all the glass to the plastic, because I did it for science, but like, that stuff's gross. It's
places you would not think would have disgusting water do.
And it's weird, like it's weird places like the Del Taco by my house has good water, but the Del Taco on the other side of town has terrible water. I would order a water. And be like, all right, I'm going to take it to the job and test it.
Yeah, it's just their filtration system, probably.
I don't even want to say what was in the water.
I don't even want you to tell me. Nope.
Coliform, for sure.
Jess is like, I have to drink this stuff.
Well, that's all I do is drink water when I'm out.
I force myself to drink water.
I mean, when I go to the restaurants, what do I get? I get water.
I would like biscuits with a cup of gravy. Thank you. Cup, sir? Yes, a literal cup. I'm kidding. I wouldn't
And
be
water.
here if I did that.
Well, you want coffee too.
I drink coffee everywhere. It's my default.
I guess we have to invent sugar coffee gravy. Put it in the cup, sell it to William.
There's someone drinking it right now.
I really think that instead of simple syrup, it needs to be coffee syrup. And
Hey,
that would
hey.
Hi, Ed.
Hey, Ed. How's it going?
Hello.
Hi, Ed.
Great to see you. Great to see you. Let me go get the back. Yay.
But yeah. There you go, Shalom. You and I can come up with like simple syrups that we can create to give people the coffee experience that they always wanted.
KFC gravy flavored.
Oh man, I forgot about
If that's what, yes. We can figure out KFC gravy flavored syrup.
You had me at KFC. I forgot.
Ew.
My son is hardcore.
The thing is, KFC is not popular here.
A skunk obviously got something in the backyard, and it is thick in the kitchen, and my son's just hanging out in there.
How's it not making him sick?
A skunk sprayed something on the fence over here, or it was too fat to get under the fence. It depouched. I had to evacuate this room because my eyes were watering. It's like tear gas.
Yes. Bad. Oh,
so my house is completely skunked right now.
I'm sorry.
Ew. How could you still be breathing in there? I'd be like, okay, what smells? Let me see. Let me find something. Gas mask.
I'll open up the house in my vampire hours.
So, William.
Yes.
We need to address an issue.
Uh-oh.
Yep, like a big one.
What's
And
that?
I've heard that Jess bought a Serger.
She
We had
did?
we had a huge deal about it last time.
Yes, about a
Yes.
Serger? Oh, no. Really?
She has been assimilated. Resistance was futile.
Absolutely.
You're funny. Oh, I sent her the stream. I was like, you have to watch this. You have to watch my blondness.
Hey, I have never threaded a Serger.
Mhm.
Like, okay, so I have a science degree, and I'm pretty sure that threading a Serger without being shown how to do it, like with my own eyes and with someone else's hands, and then get them to let me sit down and do it while they correct me.
Mhm.
I would no, I could not learn that shit from a book. I maybe from a YouTube video,
Mhm.
but otherwise I would have it thrown out the window if somebody told me I couldn't get up until I
I don't want
was working.
No. I don't like how they
Mm-mm.
sew. I just don't like the Serger. I don't know why.
I've never
literally
had
tried
one.
it
I
twice.
don't want one at all. I don't even
think it's
want one.
too many years of hand sewing. I think that's, and it bugs me when it cuts that off. It's like, yeah, you can turn the knives off, but I don't know. I think it's just me. I don't like the Sergers. I don't like how they sew.
Sergers are extremely final. Like if you make a mistake, you're making a mistake you can't come back from.
Maybe that's what it is. It's the fact of once you serge that together, it's stuck.
Yeah.
And to try to take apart something that's been serged, good
You just cut
luck.
it.
And it takes your seam, like it cuts your seam allowance away,
Yeah.
right? Which
You-
is a great thing for certain kinds of applications,
Right.
or if you're very confident in what you're doing, that's great. But
But
I-
it's like no error room. None.
yeah, and I'm a I don't know. I guess I just like French techniques for.
Mhm.
Well, I do like a French seam on a pillowcase because that's the only time I've ever used a French seam. Yeah. I've tried it on other things. I'm just not very good.
Well, I think William uses French seams on your jackets, don't you? Or at least your vest, right?
I do.
I think
That's
he's
what I
lap seams, like a denim seam, isn't it?
Well, I do. I
Fold it
use a
over?
combination. It depends on where I'm at and what I'm doing.
Mhm.
It's very situational. But the Serger is cheating. Like my productivity, you can even notice in my shorts. All of a sudden, when I got a Serger, all of a sudden I'm making all of this stuff. You know.
Right. Has what to do. I think it has to do with what you like versus
And also how old you are. You know, if you're nice and old like me, and you grew up sewing for 30 years before Sergers became something anybody could buy for their house. You know?
understandable.
it's like all my shopping bags, they're all done with French seams. There's no seams on any of them. I don't want the seams showing.
Sergers have always been around, but they weren't as popular because they are popular.
Usually the only place you really found them is like those that did clothing for a living. Like wedding
Industrial.
dresses and
Yeah.
yeah.
But then what do you do for the hems? How do you do a delicate chiffon hem? You
I don't even know
can't
what that
do
is.
that with oh
Done the same way. It just cuts it off and sews it.
You had me at hello, Shalom. I don't know.
I
Need a dictionary for your words.
chiffon is that really fine, floppy, almost see-through fabric.
Oh, okay.
That you
A
use
lot
in
of
wedding dresses.
A lot
Wedding-
of wedding dresses, bridesmaid dresses are made out of it.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody can do that for me.
Okay.
I'll get right on that. Just hold your breath until I get it done, okay?
I learned a trick on how to do that 100 years ago, and I still use it today.
Mm.
Yep.
No.
No, but it's like, the tiny rolled ham. So the ham on the bottom of that is like an eighth of an inch of a ham,
Correct.
which is a pain in the ass on a very wiggly fabric.
Yep. I hate chiffon. I dislike satin. I don't like any of that fabric. I dislike it with a passion.
Yeah. That's not uncommon.
Too many years of doing wedding dresses and bridesmaids and
There you go.
and that's what I had to. It burnt me out on that
Mhm.
type of material. Lace, I don't mind. I've
No,
made
lace is
straps
easier.
out of European lace, pure lace. I don't mind lace,
Yeah.
but I don't like satin, chiffon, any of that kind of. When you cut it,
It's so finicky. It's so finicky, and it frays. Ugh.
it's not so much that, but if your needle is the least bit dull, it'll
Yeah.
put that thing in there and stretch.
Pushes. Yeah. It pushes the
And it
fiber through the hole. Yeah.
leaves that mark, and it's like, well, there goes that piece of material
Hmm.
because it will show. All mistakes will show.
Yes.
So I have a really strange question. Is it okay? So actually, let me tell you what happened. Today I was at the grocery store, and this guy was in the muffin aisle or whatever they keep the Pillsbury biscuits and all that stuff. And he's standing there. He's on his cell phone, and he's standing there, and he's good. He's there for a good 45 seconds. So I ask him, I say, "Excuse me," and he doesn't say anything. And I say it a little bit louder, and I'm like, you know what? Okay. I look at my son. My son looks at me, and with my not so inside voice, I'm like, man, people are really inconsiderate. And I waited because I just want pigs in the blanket, man. I don't care about your politics, why you're being weird. I really don't care,
Mhm.
But the guy turned around and looked at me after completely and utterly ignoring me. And he was in the cabinet, blocking everything. And I kind of walked up behind him at first just to be like, oh, excuse me, because I do have long arms. But it's weird. People are like zombies. They don't even know how to react anymore.
What it sounds like to me is that he was too important to be disrupted in whatever it was he was doing.
Good. Get off your phone, dude.
I'm gonna guess that if there's a dude in that case of the supermarket, that he's asking his wife what kind she wants because there's 42 different kinds.
I just wanted to get my Pillsbury croissants, man.
I sent Baron to get me a 2-liter bottle of soda. Seems simple, right? He calls me, well, they have cans of soda. They have 20-ounce bottles. And I'm like, what did you go for? Well, the 2-liter bottles. And I'm like, and you're calling me and asking me what? I don't get it. I don't get it.
They do have to. Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's too many. I'm going to use my sewing machine. I don't know if it's too many options, but the grocery store does have a ton of stuff. If you don't know exactly what you want.
Zodiac.
If I hold the door for someone and they don't say anything, I just call out, "You're welcome."
Yeah.
It bothers. There's this weird thing with etiquette. I feel like I'm in the movie Shaun of the Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Where I'm just talking to my son, talking about my first world problems, and I don't notice that everyone's a zombie around me. I feel like I'm in that. It's just me and my kid, and I'm like, oh man, first world problems, and like I don't notice everybody's lost their brains literally.
No, they've lost the ability to know how to act in public.
I will say 1,000 times over that the one place where the people that I live have absolutely no sense of etiquette is in the grocery store. Like it's the people that leave their carts in the middle of the aisle so that nobody can get around them from either side. I want to run them over with my cart. That's
And okay, here's my problem too.
Those baskets end up on the next aisle, I guarantee it.
I'm overtly polite, so
Mhm.
I go from excuse me to shove it because, and the funny thing is, I rarely get to the shove it point.
Right.
But lately, I've just been like, wow, people are they're not even there though. They're so disconnected. They don't even know how to react.
No.
Luckily, it's not a huge problem here. People still have manners usually.
yeah.
And I kind of blame Sheila because ever since she pointed out that Californians are rude, I'm like, you know what? She's right.
I don't know, man. I went into a grocery store in not LA, Long Beach.
Mhm.
And this was after getting so many freaking shit comments from my American friends that I'm just too much. As a Canadian, I'm too friendly. I talk to strangers like, what the hell are you doing? And I went up to this woman in the grocery store because we were on a booze run and you could do that at the grocery store. To me, that was quite a novelty. But I needed some ginger, for my drinks. And I went up to a woman and I said, do you know where the ginger is? And my friends thought I was crazy for talking to a stranger in a grocery store. But that lady just took me by the hand and we went walking around the store together trying to find the ginger. It was a great time. I had such a wonderful, it was so wonderful. She was an absolute beautiful woman.
Hey, Dr. Osiris, how's it going? It's been forever. I hope you're doing well as well. It is so great to see you. Hello.
I did a stupid.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
No.
Great to see you. It's been a while. Awesome. I'm making a coat right now. I'm in the process of making a coat and complaining about how humanity is taking a dive.
Oh, it moved a little bit, but here.
I think it's also because I'm overtly polite. I've just noticed that people do not have basic manners anymore at all. Or, like, my son has this really confusing order for this coffee drink that he likes. And we went to this one place that's not Starbucks. It's called Coffee
I
Kiosk.
win the prize.
And the lady was kind of rude to my son.
No, the prize was you saying yay.
And he was saying like, and my son's like, "Oh, this is normal," and I told him this is not normal.
Yeah.
Oh shoot! I left my light on my mic on. I'm sorry about that.
I do that all the time. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Great to see you, Doctor. Great to see you. I'm doing well. I am thriving, even though my voice is slowly coming back. Great to see you.
Now, I think after COVID, people lost their ability to know how to be in public. They won't say, trying to get around somebody, say, "Oh, can you please excuse me?" They look at you like you're talking a foreign language. I quit saying it. I usually say, "You need to move." I'll say, "Excuse me," one time.
Yeah.
They just look at me. I'll say, "Fine, you need to move." I don't have time for, well, I asked you nicely, can you please excuse me because I need to get around you? Because they'll always stop like in the middle of the aisle.
Yeah. It all depends on who it is. Yeah.
Stop right by something and you can't get around them, and then they'll talk on their phone.
Do you not, Rita, when you're out, do you have a cane with you?
Yes, I do.
Do you ever use that to pull carts out of the way? And
I plead the fifth.
yes, I as well plead the fifth about what happens with cane use.
That's weird because, like, I walk around with someone with a cane and people get out of my way. When I'm by myself, they stand in the aisle.
This cane is 85 years old.
That is beautiful. I love the carved head on there.
It's hand carved. And unfortunately, Yeah, it's hand carved.
That is so
Yeah,
beautiful.
it's hand carved.
I love it.
And I haven't figured out what kind of wood it is. And I'm thinking, I almost thought at one time it was because it is hardwood.
Yeah.
But it was repaired here because I didn't want it breaking. But no, I would never pull baskets out of the way. No.
Okay.
That one-
Yeah. See, I guess that makes I have one of those super cheapy you can pull it so that it folds up into 3 and becomes a small object that you can put in a bag.
I also have a metal one that has a dragon. It's got a dragon head with ruby eyes, and it's metal. And the middle comes out, and there's a sword inside of it.
Okay. I see. I need to up my cane levels definitely to a sword cane. Because nobody knows I'm a superhero.
Mm-hmm. And then I have another one that's actually metal also, but it's red, white, and blue. It's got it's red, white, and blue, but it's covered in stars, and it's metal. And it isn't my fault if I tell you to back up, and you run into the handle of that metal cane, right where body parts are. Not my fault. You shouldn't have been directly behind me. Sorry. But no, I would never move a basket with a cane. Never.
Oh my God, Katie, that's me. That is me. That is. I have a huge long list of those random items. My favorite one is Anusol. Like hemorrhoid cream or personal lubricant.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Every time my son hits my ankles, I give him that debt. I just turn around and look at him like,
yep.
Yeah, I got to a certain point where I said to my kids, you can no longer have the cart.
Right. No, people can't get close enough to hit me with the cart.
Or
put that cane behind me, and they'll hit the metal cane, and it's loud. Oh, I said, backed into my cane, did you?
My son catches my heel
and
about once a month. He'll I forget it. I forget that exists, and then he's clunk, and oh man.
Yes.
Yep.
I usually, if I'm in front of my daughter, I'll hold the front of the cart, almost like stiff armed, so she can't run into me, because she will every single time. I was like, do you not realize? Do you have enough spatial awareness? Can you not see how close you are to me?
Mm-hmm.
And my kids, they step on the back of my feet too. I was like, why are you this close to me?
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it. And
Yeah,
they go, oh, I'm sorry.
Seen unattended baskets. I've gone by and just dumped a bunch of stuff in their baskets. Yep. Just don't tell anybody I did that.
But aren't you wearing boots, William?
What does he make? Oh,
my sewing machine isn't sewing.
Oh no, SpaghettiOs.
No, it's having.
Is that the Serger?
No, this is my sewing machine. Something's happening where it's bunching up after it starts sewing.
It's on strike.
I think it might be the bobbin. It's the bobbin.
Are you?
Yeah.
You're not using that same bobbin that it was
No,
on.
I lazily wound the bobbin so it was kind of loose towards the middle.
Okay.
And I just experienced that the hard way. Why you should always do it right the first time.
Uh-huh.
We need to compare notes. I walk with the crutch. It's crazy the amount of people who will try to help me with things. It's quite endearing. I like that. That's way better than I thought. What I thought you were going to say.
For the most part, people are super kind.
Right.
When you when you have a cane, or also when I was pregnant, the number of people who went out of their way to run past me to open a door.
Right.
was
Oh.
insane, you know, and it happens again now with the cane.
Right.
But I also get to use it as an implement to move people's shopping carts when they're being dicks.
I'm sorry. Did that cane hit your kneecap or other body part? I'm sorry.
I again, it goes back to etiquette.
Mm-hmm.
There is just a certain way that people with disabilities should be treated. We should,
Mm-hmm.
ask someone if they need help. It's not even difficult. You know what? Okay, so my son's entire life, I taught him to put the shopping cart back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter where we are. If you have to catch a bus to put that shopping cart back, we're gonna put that cart back his whole life. My ex-wife called me and she's like, "Talk to your son. He is shaming me right now." And my ex-wife refused to put the cart back, and she told him get in the car, and he's like, "No." And this was like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
It wasn't like when he was 5. I think it's weird,
Yep.
inconsiderate when people don't put the carts back.
Don't put the
Yeah.
cart back, or
And-
they'll put them in a parking place, on a handicapped parking place.
I will pull in and hit that cart. I'm the guy who pulls in and rams the car.
But and then there's the people like I mean I pushed in my chair when I get up from my seat in a restaurant, even just go to the bathroom, I push my chair in.
Mm-hmm.
And I cannot stand it when people leave rubbish on the table in a fast food restaurant.
Mhm.
Like carry the dang thing to the trash can on your way out since it's
Given a
since you
tray.
actually have to pass the garbage cans.
I
Yes.
have to remember his name, but there was an actor who I can't say he was famous, but he was in like Boys in the Hood. He was in another movie, but he came into this restaurant I worked, him and his friends. They left. And you know what the funny thing is, they were talking to us, being nice, but when they left all their food, everything on the table to the point where it was falling on the floor.
Oh.
No.
And you can't be so rich that you forget that people, because that's not my job. My job is not to pick up after you. My job is to make a sandwich and sweep the floor.
Yeah.
That's it.
I
You
think
know?
it has to do with people, if they've never worked in the service industry, they don't know what they're supposed to do. But yet logic should tell them, don't stack your stuff up that high. That should be logical.
Oh, I'm still mad about that, and that was years ago. And he's really like kind of obscure, but every once in a while I'll see him, and I'm like, "You're such a hypocrite, you slob." Every time I see him, I'm like, "You're such a slob."
Mhm. Or the same as if you have a waitress, you don't need to say anything if she gives you bad service other than put a penny on the table.
You know what it is for me?
Yeah.
It's the power of my mother's Catholic upbringing that I am guilted. I still have shame in my heart.
Mhm.
And I can hear my mother just looking and making that sound, disappointed at me. And I do the things that should be done.
Same.
I don't go to restaurants anymore, but even when I did, I'd stack all the dishes up right there on the corner. Make sure if there was any food, it went on the very top one. All the other went on the bottom. Forks, knives, everything, and napkins, everything. So all they did was have to pick it up.
Here in the UK, most carts you have to put in is that a €1 coin to use it, not just a good. No, I'm so sorry. It's not just a good deterrent to dumping in the canal, but people are more likely to put it back.
To get their money. Yes.
We have roving bands of children who run around in the grocery store parking lots where they actually have the dollar coin. Because I don't know if you guys have. Do you have a $1 coin in the States? No. Okay, we have $1 coins that they.
No, we do, but they're not.
Canada has
They're not
when
used.
I was living in Canada the last time. It was the first year they came out with the toonie. I still have one.
Yes, nice.
I have the $1 and then the $2, which is the toonie. And it was funny because I put one of them in the freezer and it fell out and broke. It came out.
If you got toonies from the first year they were made, they broke.
They broke.
And that is I would love to have one of those
They broke.
breakable toonies.
It was hilarious. It's like, because they're no longer any good. It's like, well, it's a $2, so this one's worth $1 and this one's worth. Yeah,
no, you can take any currency back, and as long as if you have both parts, especially, they will trade you. But
I do.
We have. I gotta tell the story about these little kids. They run around the grocery store parking lots of the grocery stores that have the dollar token or coin thing. And they offer to take your cart back because they know then they'll get the $1. Right. So there's these little kids running around all over the place offering to return your cart.
Craziness.
Oh my word.
Yep.
Most carts are roaming around except for Aldi. Aldi is the only place, at least here, where you have to pay for a cart.
No.
Yeah. You gotta put a quarter in.
Some of them here have made it so that you can get your cart out of the front door, but you can't take it anywhere else. There's metal things. You can't go through them. They won't let you.
They have that in LA where they have sensors, and if you get past a certain spot, it stops your cart.
No, this is a big red concrete thing. It won't let the cart go between.
Oh, crazy.
It's small. You can barely, if you turn sideways, you can walk through, but your cart won't go. And the other ones have those sensors in the tires. It comes down and the tires won't, and the cart won't roll anymore.
First time I was in the UK, I was just absolutely blown away when they had a special escalator just for carts. You know,
the only place I've ever seen it outside the UK is at a Target in Hollywood.
An escalator for carts?
Oh,
yeah, because they have a limited amount of ground space, so they build these. There were these grocery stores that we went to that had they were multi-floor, so they could fit everything in that they wanted in their store, but they had to spread it out over a couple of floors. So they had these cart. Like the trolley escalators, they were amazing.
I've never seen one in the wild.
I have. It's awesome when you have a bunch of heavy stuff in your cart.
No wild.
Yeah, I say that now. Yes, when we go out into the wild.
Yeah,
there's one to be cold.
There's one at the downtown Walmart here, so that people because they have underground parking. Then you can take your cart down into the underground parking with the shopping cart escalator. It's pretty great.
They have that in Hollywood too. That's the only place. I'm trying to think. I'm sure they have something like that in the Mall of America. I was really impressed at the size of the Mall of America.
It's big.
I feel like people don't realize how big it is. It has a theme park inside of it.
Yeah.
I never realized how big it was, but I assume.
Yeah.
Canada has one in
Edmonton.
Yeah. I was there. I took my daughter camping, and I freaked out when I went in there. There's dolphins in the mall. Seriously. Yes. It was a trip.
That's crazy.
And it has a regulation size hockey rink inside too. That's the Edmonton Oilers practice rink, or what used to be.
Crazy.
Yeah, I lived in Ontario a couple times.
That's where I met Mark Messier. He was at the West Edmonton Mall at the practice rink. The Edmonton Oilers practice rink.
Yeah, I lived in Dryden.
Katie says, we went to a restaurant for lunch today. I was sure that the waiter was going to fall on me. He tripped over my chair every time he walked by. Hey, mister, you should be able to see me. It's the pothole theory. The first time you trip, it's the pothole's fault. The second time you trip, it's your fault. If you know it's there, it's your fault.
Yeah.
See, I fancy Targets have escalators, but I'm not a Target person. And it's not even political. I quit going before people were getting in fist fights over Stanley Cups.
Oh, the bougie targets.
I only go there if I
Target.
get close to my students. Yeah. You won't see me unless it's a dollar spot right before school starts. You got some nice teacher stuff in there.
At Target?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. And the what is that? The dog, the Spot. That's what the dog's name was. But anywho, yeah, that's the only place I go to in Target. So
I haven't been to Target in 30 years.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Thank you so much. It tastes weird.
that's funny. Yeah.
Fish fingers and custard. Oh, Doctor Who. Oh.
Fish fingers and custard.
Fish fingers always makes me think of Doctor Who.
That's
Mm.
funny.
Oh man. I'm gonna have to expand my desk. My million screens on the desk isn't working out when I sew bigger projects.
Mm. You're already at 7 feet, aren't you?
I think I need like a 12-foot desk.
Okay.
Something that I could sit on and contemplate life.
You'll have to work on that since you're a woodworker too. You're a man of many talents.
Let's be real. I inherited all the tools. So I have the
You can
ability.
make one.
I have the ability to do these things.
Mm-hmm. And if there's a will, there's a way.
Unless it's plumbing, I will gladly call a professional.
Mm.
You mean you can't plumb? Come on.
No, I can, but I just haven't done it without swimming.
Mm.
I see.
Hey, I changed out my toilet, so if I can do that, anyone can do that. I even learned how to turn off the water. And I have
That's different.
spots that I have to go underneath my house to turn off water.
That's
Did you have
different.
to deal with a wax seal?
Did I what?
What kind of flange was underneath the toilet?
Oh,
Did you have a
Plastic.
big waxy plastic donut that you put down?
and I got the extra tall one because I didn't want to talk about it again.
The beeswax.
Yeah, so I don't ever get the standard one that comes with a toilet. I went and I get the extra large one.
No, but the beeswax, did you put it down?
Whatever I followed the instructions.
It's a round circle with
Wait.
wax on it, and you
The wax. The
What
wax.
time? When my son was younger, I had an extra one, and my son found it. He took it out of the box and he was chucking it in the backyard.
oh,
And I was like, he's in the backyard. I'm like, because at first my brain was like, cool, he has a frisbee. Because I just see this thing going back and forth, and then I'm like, oh no, he went under the sink. I know where he got it. I know exactly where he got it.
Yeah.
ew, and that would be all over his hands because those things are.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Kids are fun like that.
Pairs of thumbs.
Oh well.
It's okay. It's okay. It's always 6 a.m. somewhere.
Yep.
It's okay. And you know what? I
morning.
tell the same dad joke over and over and over and over and
Oh,
over.
you're only 5 hours ahead of me.
That makes sense because, like, when I used to watch the news every morning in the UK at 11 o'clock West Coast time, it's 7 in the morning, at least in London.
Yeah.
Yes, 8 hours difference that way.
And so it was every night at 11 I'd watch their news, but then they turned into us. So I was like, I'm not watching this anymore.
I didn't know we were 5 hours behind. Like I just never calculated it. I was just like, I bet it all works.
I do good figuring out what my own time zone is, let alone when anybody else is. Okay, when are they on? I don't know.
It's
I just-
Australia that I have the worst time calculating.
Yeah.
Who do we write to?
For real, we were so. I want my Marty McFly shoes with the hoverboard and the car.
Oh, that'd be
You know
I
those
want-
Nikes? Those Nikes are like those.
Oh,
They're
that's
expensive.
funny.
You can buy the Marty McFlys. You can, but they're expensive.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh
That's
my word.
I want my jetpack. Okay.
yeah.
The
If you
jetpack is
think
the one
about
that
it,
I've always hold it out for.
at least we know there is a tomorrow.
And the sun's almost up. It's getting there.
That's funny. And no flying cars. That's hilarious.
Hmm.
That's hilarious.
We need to write strongly worded letters to our MPs. Only I don't know who my MP is yet because it's election night here in Canada.
Mm. Well, with the three of you being like West Coast, I'm just like all West Coast thinking.
Oh,
Like
is
with
it
the time
election?
schedule.
I don't know what his name is. All I can see is his face.
Did you say that tonight's election night?
The president or whatever, or just
Trump?
Prime Minister.
yeah, prime minister. That's it.
Tonight's election night.
Well, we have the parliamentary system. So the way our elections work is that you vote for your local member of parliament, and that parliamentarian gets a seat in the parliament, and whichever party has the most seats is the party that forms government.
Mhm.
And the leader of the party that wins is the one who becomes the prime minister, because the prime minister isn't supposed to be directly elected because he's not
Right.
he or he is not any more significant than any other member of parliament. Like you're supposed to be they say that they're the first among equals. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Yeah.
It does, but it's good on coins. But do people live that?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I actually used to watch your guys' news until my VPN got cut off and I got my feelings hurt.
I understand those feelings.
And so I don't watch CBN anymore.
Hmm.
Yeah, I cannot, no matter what I do, get NFL football on my computer. I've tried 2 different VPNs and they figured me out.
Me too. It bothered. I had a whole roll of shows that I watched in Canada that I didn't realize were only Canadian.
Yeah.
That to me doesn't make any sense. I think it's no comment. It's just stupid.
Because I can
Yeah.
watch a gang of BBC shows, and I know a bunch of people who live in that area. So even if there's a show I've never heard of, I can, they'll talk about it. I'll look it up, and I can find it.
Well, the BBC, I have a bone to pick with them too because they won't let me watch the Great British Sewing Bee. You have to live in England to watch it, and I'm really mad. Extremely, I want to write a strongly worded letter to my MP.
That's me and Friday Night Dinner. Anyone who posts it online, they instantly give them a copyright strike. I loved that show. I loved that show, and they cut me off. Well, the show's over now, but they cut me off right at the good part. I had to watch it on, I had to go scramble and find it online.
You guys still have a TV license system? I can't believe that still exists.
Wow.
That is archaic as
I don't
F.
watch TV because we have a TV license system, and I'm against it. You know what, though? In a weird way, I have cable. You would be like, what if I told you how much money I paid to watch hockey?
I don't want to know.
And I watch obscure stuff, the BBC songs. I just think it's crazy, especially there wasn't Friday Night Dinner was an old show, even when I found it, and they were like, no, we don't want people watching this for free.
Right. Yep. I know that cable bill because Baron up there watches several kinds of sports, and I'm like, you know what? The cost of that bill is a rent payment. It's huge.
Did you know that in the UK they have TV detector vans that run around to find people who don't pay for their license?
I
I
remember
find that
no,
funny.
when I was in Dryden, I said, "What are those?" They go, "Oh, they're TV detector vans." I'm like, "They're detecting if people have TVs?" They said, "No, for those that are not paying for them and getting them." I'm like, "That's messed up."
When I lived in Arizona is the only place that when I had rabbit ears, I had almost every channel.
Yep.
But this was way before they learned how to block that.
Then they blocked all analog unless you got that machine, and now that machine's null and void. No,
Mm.
unless you go to satellite, and good luck with the satellite here. Mm.
But fun fact, your if you have like a Roku or a smart TV, it catches all those digital channels.
Hmm.
So all those weird 0.222 or whatever, those channels are free channels.
Mm.
Yeah, I have the Roku, but I also pay for the cable. But yeah, I have all my TVs. They're not Roku TVs. All my TVs have a Roku box on them.
Same kind of thing.
Yes, they're all smart TVs. I can download Roku too, but no, I just get the little box.
I'm making good progress with that. Should
Yeah, it
take
looks
a
good
break.
so far.
Today's been thank
And then you
you.
just press it
Yeah.
away.
It's like all you have is the arms after.
I'm gonna take a quick 5-minute break and then I'm gonna put the arms on.
Oh, there's no OSHA laws on the 3-hour shift.
Ha ha ha! My
I know,
have
I
an
know.
internal clock.
Okay.
My
So
body's
leave 'em
like
alone.
smoko.
Leave 'em
My body's
alone.
like, time for a break.
Okay, fine.
I
But
have
we're
a
docking
poster.
your pay.
I know my rights. I have a poster in here. There's a poster in this room that tells me.
You do
Actually-
realize that I used to work for the human resources, right?
We have houses that are like off the property. Every
Yeah.
single one of them has the poster. I have the poster in the office, and every year one year I'm gonna take one of the old ones home.
Yeah, you have to replace them every year. So,
Yeah, every year.
because a
Right.
word might change.
I just tack them on top of each other.
Oh, you do. You do. Oh, you staple. You're just like a stapler. You just boom, boom, boom.
We have an old cork board.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that's a myth. They have vans, but they don't contain any TV detection technology. It's just another way of making people pay for a license. They do that in downtown in Los Angeles. You can buy a bootleg movie, and it is so highly illegal here because the movie industry they put fake cameras in buildings in downtown LA. So it'll look like there's a camera looking at you. It's literally just a husk.
Uh-huh.
Literally.
But they move. They look like they'll follow people. The red light will blink. They look like a real video camera.
Downtown LA is nothing but abandoned buildings, and someone went in there and was like, let's check this out. It was literally a fake camera.
Wow. But I mean, whatever they think they'll help stop criminal activity or whatnot. Just to deter for a little while longer.
I'm going to tell you honestly, I don't know if they could ever stop that.
No, it's a deterrent, and it, the
Because
same.
it's not even here. Like, I still have a copy of Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull. The movie, the opening of it is all in German. So when they ripped the movie off, it was in Germany.
Mm.
And then, it was translated into English with Spanish subtitles. Smart TVs get the signal that is broadcast over the air now. That's what those boxes did. Translate the new digital signal into what your old TV couldn't understand. Absolutely.
Mhm.
I watch a lot of those off channels. But a lot of them are like we have the most interesting channels here in LA. I don't speak Armenian, but their channel's amazing. I don't know what they're doing, but it looks like fun. The Korean channel's the same. I don't speak Korean, but I watch it.
I
You do
mean,
subtitles?
I don't speak Spanish, but I watch Spanish soap operas and telenovelas. They are amazing.
Absolutely. when I was in high school, there was a Korean soap opera that from the time I was in junior high until at least 3 or 4 years after, I watched that with my parents. And no one, well, my pops probably, like, because it was translated in all these different languages. He probably understood. No one else did. But we watched that thing forever. 180.
Wow.
You know what, though? Actually, no, that's more than if you would pay. That's more than you would. Do you have to pay that a month to have your license? Because that's less than cable.
I think that's a year.
I'm so sorry. That's more than cable.
I mean, could be wrong, but it used to be once a year that you paid.
Mm-hmm. And then you just pay extra on top of it, depending on what you're doing, or
Okay, if it's once a year, then we're all being ripped off in America.
But think like the BBC, like the BBC licenses are they only covering like what ITV, BBC 1, 2, 3, and 4.
okay.
You know, but the thing is like the one thing I always loved about British TV is that there was always something worth watching, even if you only had a handful of channels. I mean, I'm sure they have more channels now, but it seemed like you didn't have to just sit there and, you know, with your remote and blink, you know, and scroll past every bit of garbage that was out there.
I still watch BBC Tuesday night movies from like the 1980s because there's so much more intelligent than stuff that's out nowadays.
I mean, that's why I got BritBox. Like, it's a subscription service. It's not expensive. I think I paid $10 a month for it, Canadian, and it just has all my just delicious British mystery shows.
Does it have classic Doctor Who on it?
It does.
New Who?
Yes.
I might check that. I might check.
If you want, I'll give you my password, and then you can check it out, and then you can get it if you want.
I'm gonna get something else to get hooked on, but I get advertised that a lot because I watch a lot of old BBC stuff and obscure stuff, like After Henry. I watch a lot of like really obscure stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of classic British TV on BritBox.
I literally have a Penelope Keith channel that I made because I watched so much British television growing up. So connected to the My So-Called Life channel is my Penelope Keith channel if you're bored. And I also have this series called Frontline. It's about these two brothers, and it is so interesting. One is from the UK and one's from like Jamaica, the islands. But the one who's from the UK really, really wants to be from the islands. Great show. It was honestly ahead of its time for the 1980s. Way ahead of its time. We watched, what is that? Polygon Kulu's Journey on Netflix, and now
Pangolin.
I cannot see pangolins. Pangolin Kulu's Journey on Netflix, and now I'm obsessed with pangolins.
I haven't seen it.
One day I'll wear my
They're so
glasses.
cute.
It's cute.
Little armored dinosaurs. Tiny little things.
You guys pay cheap cable, man. Peace.
What's that?
You pay cheap cable.
180 a month. I almost pay something near that a month.
5.
I pay not like I don't pay 180 a month, but I pay something close to that a month so that I can watch hockey, football.
500 a month for cable here.
No.
Yeah, it's
What?
yeah.
No.
Yep.
And in my house, I have to pay that, and I have to pay for every box in my house. That's when my son walked in. He's like, "My TV's on." I'm like, "Yeah, right, it's on," because you don't watch it.
Right.
So I turned it on so I get my money's worth. I had the hockey game on every TV in my house last night.
You have to have the but my internet's on there, same thing. It's through the cable. But every TV, to get TV, you have to pay for a box. which is 35 a month per TV, and there's 5 TVs that have the box. And I'm like, 3 of them never get watched.
You know what, Rita? I'm going through the same thing. Like, lately, I've been asking my son, like, pick a room because I'm getting rid of some of these boxes.
You know, like the living room has got a big 65-inch TV in it, brand new, 7 years ago. It's been turned on one time. I'm like,
I forced myself to go in my living room. My TV's on right now in the living room, entertaining nothing.
Once in a while, the network will come on, and because I can't see, so I'll turn the network stuff on, and all of a sudden, all the TVs in the house start coming on, and the dogs are in there barking, and the TV's changing. It's like, leave the remote alone. They get the remote and know how to push it, and it changes the channels.
Oh, yeah. Good choice. Cable is expensive.
Yes, very. It's like, this is a house payment, people.
That's like when people ask me, like, oh, how the Dodgers are doing. I'm like, I could tell you because I watched the game last night.
Could you get the channels without having cable?
No.
You know, I don't know that. Like, that's a really good question.
They're blocked.
The only thing I watch on here are the sports channels.
Like, is there any way of just streaming the sports?
My
sports package.
My Russian friend showed me some site that I could go onto, and I can't remember. I'll ask him next time because he's like, "You pay for cable?" Like he couldn't believe.
Yeah. Like we haven't paid for cable
since
since my oldest was maybe 2 years old. We stream everything, and we can still. I mean, we just get on the ESPN app, and we go through our smart TVs in order to watch baseball and hockey and all of that stuff.
I'm the same way. The TV in my room never gets used either.
Yep, I got one in the bedroom, and it never gets turned on.
Hi, Laura.
Yay! Hey, Laura, great to see you. Great to see you. That's just my natural rawr. That is my natural disposition is rawr.
Well, I know what someone's watching upstairs. I can hear him yelling. He's watching WWE.
Wi-Fi, and yes, you can with FUBU for sports. I have a bunch of Roku sticks I never used.
I don't like the stick. I have the box. It's just a little tiny thing. I don't like the stick.
Can I just put all my? I've never used it. It's so sad. They're probably like obsolete because I bought them like 4 years ago.
No, they're not obsolete. They work.
No,
I just found the stick sometimes has interference. The box, I could fit not this one, but the one in the other room. The box is a little tiny. It's only about this big. It's a tiny thing. This one in here is big, but the one connected to the 65-inch is just a little tiny thing.
You know, when my son was younger, he would watch like nature shows, all kinds of educational stuff. It really justified the television.
Right.
It is now me forcing myself to watch the Clippers because I have the channel.
The only thing I watch on
no worries, Laura. No worries.
is Netflix. That's it. I don't like news. I don't watch it on the computer. I dislike the news because it's not news. It's grouchiness.
I agree. No, I'm so seriously. I am so disconnected with the world right now. It's sad.
No,
I am like, you know, I'm not kidding you. This is the great tune out 2.0. I'm not kidding you. I've been watching Barney Miller lately. I've been holding out, but now I'm watching it like because I've never seen the show, so I'm watching every episode like. So now I'm all up in Barney Miller.
I watch things like The Flash. What's the other one? Green Arrow. That's what I watch. I don't watch news, and I hate commercials. I won't If a channel
Do you
is
have
commercial, I won't watch it.
Do you have commercials on YouTube?
Nope.
I do.
I had to turn them back on because I got notified if I didn't, then they wouldn't monetize or whatever my channel.
Yeah.
So I had to turn the commercials back on.
Interesting.
Yeah, if you turn your commercials off, they won't monetize your channel. Because that's how YouTube pays for the channels is the commercials. And so I just hit the F5 button and it goes through it gets the commercial away. But it looks like it's been viewed, but it goes away.
Huh. We got rid of cable in 2020 to save money, and we never went back. Too expensive. I'm at that point. I'm starting to review a lot of things, but I'm a dinosaur. I only got rid of my landline like 2 or 3 years ago. So, have patience.
I have a landline.
My thing with cable, I think it's because I grew up with cable. I watched sitcoms. It's all nostalgia.
Yeah.
And plus, I'm sorry, like sports and other like just certain shows kept me through the pandemic without running down the street screaming like, and so, I have a soft spot. It was still eerie watching the Dodgers and no one's at Dodger Stadium but a bunch of cardboard cutouts.
It was creepy watching those games and they're like on TV screens. I'm like, that's not a game.
The thing that creeped me out though is they would pipe in the crowd.
Yes,
And
they do that. I remember Atlanta sending out emails to like all these fans that had bought tickets before saying, please send us a picture of you and like $40 and we'll make a cardboard cutout of you and you can be. I was like, if I'm behind the catcher, yeah, because I want to see a picture of myself. But I'm like, I'm not paying for those seats either. But I just thought that was the most it was weird, but they needed somebody out there.
Yes.
Yes.
It's just weird seeing a game that looks like there's people there, but there's not one person there.
Yeah.
And it's quiet. It's quiet in those parks.
Mm-hmm.
It is quiet with all that going off.
Do you imagine being a ball player out there though, and so used to like the energy and the noise, and then going to like nothing? It's like you could hear a pin drop out there.
That's like it's basically like being a minor leaguer.
Yeah, it's like going back to high school.
Mm-hmm.
High school, because I go to minor league games. There's a gang of people because they have carnival food at minor league baseball games.
Because they didn't open up anything for food over there, so.
I wouldn't have a landline, but it came part of Cox. It was just part of the deal.
Oh, the package that you received, yeah.
Interesting.
And now they no longer offer that package.
That's really.
If we want to get rid of, or if I want to change anything, the price will quadruple for what I have now. It's like, so in other words, if I go down to just have 2 TVs, they said you'll pay almost $800 for just 2 TVs. I'm like, you guys really are messed up.
So here, there is no difference between landline and cell phone numbers. If you're in an area code, you have that area code no matter if it's a cell phone or if it's a landline. Now, some cell phones have like that second 3-digit number, like they're all the same, especially around here.
With cell phones,
no, there's not a difference between you. If somebody called me, I couldn't tell you if it was on a landline or if it was a cell phone.
It's the same way here. Same way. I got rid of my landline in September. See, people still have them. I always wondered, how do you guys know the difference between landline number and a mobile number? It's here. Landlines start with 0. It's very different because here in LA, you can go get we have different area codes, and that's how someone's in Beverly Hills. You can go get your cell phone anywhere and have that area code.
Mine doesn't start with a 7 or 07.
I mean, I have friends that, they live here in my area, but they've gotten their cell phone from Georgia or from Connecticut or whatnot, and they just keep the same line. So
I did that.
Exactly, Laura.
there's no long distance anymore.
Exactly. Because my cell phone has gone out, and that was my only access to a phone was that landline.
That is true. During the earthquake, that was the only thing that worked was a landline.
Landlines. All cell phone service was dropped, but the landline phones worked.
I forgot about that. I still have all my phones. I still have a gang of phones behind the flags in my display.
No, I actually have a desktop, desk phone. There's 3 cordless phones over there that are not plugged in and dead, but the desktop stays plugged in. It's a desktop phone hooked with a cord.
We got rid of cable satellite 20 years ago when my oldest was a baby. We haven't missed it. We probably just pay as much in streaming. Yep. That's another thing. I pay for cable and streaming services. So it adds up. There's no difference in phone numbers between mobile numbers and landlines. It's the same here.
Yeah.
It just depends on. See, it's different though. Like you said, I had an Oregon cell phone forever. Because the bill.
I can go get a new cell phone number and they'll ask me where I want the area code to be from.
Exactly.
And they let you choose an area code. It doesn't have to be like Arizona. It could be from who knows where.
I didn't know that.
Use it.
I kept my Oregon one to the point where people were shocked when they didn't see my Oregon phone number.
I mean, you can look up a phone number and it'll tell you whether it's a landline or cell phone. My cell phone tells me if it's a landline or not, though. There's a thing on that cell phone because I wanted to know. And it'll say landline or cellular service is what it says.
Towards the end, though, the only people that were calling me were scammers.
Yeah. I always get that potential scammer.
I love scammers. I have fun with them.
Me and my son do too. He was so proud. He came running in here because he finally got a scammer call on his cell phone. He was shaking. He couldn't handle himself. He was like, finally, because we play with them.
Yeah.
I have so much fun with them.
Since he was a little kid, they're like, oh, we're calling. And I always ask them, who are you calling for? And they'll say a name, and I'm like, come on, try harder. You got to try a little bit harder to rip me off. I was paying $20 a month for a landline when I canceled it. I don't want to let go of it, of fear of no phone in a storm.
Yep.
I agree. I totally agree, Cynthia. It's one of those weird things. Now you guys are making me want to get a landline again.
I don't know. It's just a fear. And for me, all I have to do is go out the door, walk 5 feet, and I'm at the sheriff. He's a deputy sheriff, and he's always got his truck there. He works during the day, but he's always there at night. But it's that concept of what if. Cases of what if you getting something out of the freezer and you put your phone in the freezer and can't find it. How are you going to call it?
I do that with the fridge, but I always trace myself back. So I have a Pepsi in my hand, and I'm like, oh no, my phone's in the fridge.
But you lose your cell phone. How are you going to find it? You call it.
I have another phone that I have Find Your Phone. So I grabbed my other phone and it literally says it is 0.0000 feet away from you. You're sitting on it.
But what I always forget is how am I going to find my phone? And somebody said, well, why don't you call it? And I'm like, oh, geez, I didn't think about that.
That's why I have my watch. I'll be in the classroom and I'm like, oh, where did I drop my phone? Where did I put it? Because I'll if the kids are at specials, I carry it around and then they'll come back and I'll be scurrying. And then I hit my, my watch, and it's just like 20 kids go, whoom, and they try to find it as fast as they can. It's like a race to see who can bring me my cell phone. It's great.
Right.
But I need to hide it someday just to see.
Yep.
Like up on the shelf or something and see if they climb anything.
Yep. Yeah, Laura, I've probably used that landline one time, but it's that safety feature. I mean, if I had an emergency, I could push the button on that thing, and emergency services is here within 35 seconds. They're here automatically. It calls them. It dispatch comes on. I can speak through that little box, and they're here immediately.
You know, years ago, I told a story a couple weeks ago. My grandmother would get crazy calls, and they called and they kept on saying my cousin was in prison. I'd hang up and laugh. And one time they called, I picked up the phone, and they said that I was in a Mexican prison. I first did that existential thing, like, I don't feel like I'm in a Mexican prison. But then I was like, keep them. They were like, huh? I was like, keep them.
I don't want it.
I don't want them back.
That was surreal that day.
No.
That was surreal.
I've done things like, because I watch like the silly cop, like they'll put their cameras and arresting someone, and you can hear sirens. When I get that, I'll put the speaker up there, and this person's talking, and all of a sudden these sirens go off, and then you hear click. No.
I have a ham radio. Anyone consider getting a ham radio license? I don't know. I know they have hand cranked ones. I didn't know you need a license for a ham radio.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Oh, I have a few.
Well, now you
I have a
know.
CB. I have a whole rig hooked up in my hidden section over there. I literally just have to turn it on. That's funny. I say hello, Siri, and she says, out loud. I ask her, where are you, Siri's place? I'm over here. That's how I find my phone. I might use that. I might use that. I leave my phone. I might, you know what? Honestly, I shouldn't even hit it because most of the time it's in the bathroom, sitting on my counter where I left it.
I don't even have Siri activated on my phone because I find her annoying.
I don't.
Hey, I figured you were, Ollie. I figured.
Yeah, I'm sitting here watching the
Ollie, I missed you.
Oh gosh, I've been so afraid that the conservatives would get there, but they're not going to do it. Oh, I think have the liberals just been confirmed?
Yeah, I was looking at your news.
Yeah, I mean they're not who I vote for, and my party did terribly tonight. But
hey, can't win them all. Can't win them all.
No, it can't ever win any of them. But
but I'm glad you're here, Ollie.
Yay.
Thanks for coming and hanging out with us for a moment.
Yeah, CBs are the only thing that worked when 9/11 happened. CBs were the only things that worked.
I had no idea that you needed a ham license. I have a whole station in my house with it. I have an antenna and everything.
I bet your dad has a lifetime license that's standing. So I wouldn't be surprised if you're good. If you're good, yeah.
I turn it on and the cops have never been to my house, so.
I think you're.
Oh, that's funny. I have a handheld ones, but I no longer had a license. I gave it up 6 months before they made it free.
Yeah.
Interesting. I play with my CB all the time, but that's just because I play that game of how far can I get the signal.
Yeah.
Oh, so you don't have one outside on the big thing?
Oh, I have an antenna on the side of my house.
No, it goes up. It's metal and it goes all the way up, not attached to a house.
Yeah, I do.
Tower?
Oh, okay. It's like a relay and a booster signal.
Oh yeah, I actually
It's a base.
I actually have one in my house and my truck.
Yeah, it's called the CB base. That's what it's.
Oh, I have quite a few of those.
Not that I would know anything about them.
I found, like, I always had one CB, and one day I found a box with like 10 brand new CBs in them.
My favorite is and always will be the Cobra mice. Always.
I think I probably have those.
I like the Cobra mice.
So I'm ready.
And Jess is going, the Huba, what
I
is
have no idea. Nope. Nope.
Oh, I can teach you about scatter propagation and everything. But then, you know, we'll do the antenna core stream another day.
Yeah,
Okay.
my dad having his upholstery business, he was also a cattle hauler.
Oh, that's awesome.
So he had the CB base at the house, and then when he'd go have to deliver the stinky cows.
Yeah, you gotta do that every week.
they are.
every now and then.
They are. Yeah, he had his handle was Red Baron. That's his handle. That's who he was, is Red Baron.
TV
Yeah.
navigator are completely different,
Yeah,
though.
they are.
I agree. No, I agree. I live in a place where there are massive amounts of truckers, and
Mhm.
so when I turn that CB on, I get into some interesting conversation.
And
Oh, that
the
you
night
can.
truckers are completely different. His was Red Baron, and mine was Pink Canary. My dad made me use that handle. I was like, I'm not a Pink Canary. He says, that's your handle. Live with it.
Yes.
Oh, I like it though.
So he knew who you were, though.
And it just stuck forever. It just stuck.
Yes.
It just stuck.
Was pink one of your favorite colors back in the day?
I hate pink. Always have.
Oh, Dad.
I despise pink.
Oh, he knew.
Literally. You know how Tammy hates yellow?
Yeah.
I despise pink.
You know what? I
don't like pink.
I totally get that. I love Johnny Cash, Willie Nelson.
Mhm.
If I ever hear like desperados waiting for a train, I'm not kidding you. My dad would listen to that song like 4 times a day.
Mhm.
That was his jam. I don't like that song.
Good to know.
Wow. That's a long ways, Ellie. Wow. Wow.
That's
Yeah.
far.
Mhm.
That's far.
Interesting.
I was Mr. Coffee. I like that name. I like that. I'm almost done with this arm. I'm trying to get it done under 3 hours.
You're doing it. You are doing it.
You're doing it. Chop, chop.
Go, William, go. Go, William, go. Just don't miss anything. Don't miss a place. No
Oh,
holes.
he actually is doing that on the regular
But it's
machine.
not pants, so we're good. No, he's doing it on a sewing machine, I think.
Oh, not the Serger.
No, not the Serger.
So the Serger
He switched it out a while ago.
I use them as a team. They're a team. They're both brothers. They're working together. My sewing machine and Serger are both brothers.
So it's like a wrestling match, you know, like they just tag each other out. Like now you're in.
Is this your quest to name everything?
I didn't even name anything.
This tag team,
I said
they're now
wrestling.
the Road Warriors, or if I'm feeling froggy, we're gonna call them the Hardy Boys.
I didn't think we were naming them.
They will both explode now that I have named them.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He said he doesn't name his machine.
You're so
I
sweet.
don't
Thanks.
name anything. I think it's weird. I don't name anything.
No, I don't name my machine. It's a sewing machine. There it is. It's got a
All I
name.
do is say something, and there it is. Hmm.
I'm not anti-naming things. I just think it's weird.
Yeah, most people name their machines, and I'm like, what are you talking about? You're sewing on a what? It's because
But-
it's the name of a machine.
I put sewing machines on. I mean, I put stickers on everything, so I'm not necessarily judging. Just shortwave get a bounce at night. It depends on where you are.
Mm.
Because like where I feel spoiled because where I live, man, I get all kinds of signals because there's people everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, there's a Nike base on the hill, all kinds of fun stuff. So I get all kinds of crazy signals.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be different. I see division from this election.
Mm.
Welcome to the crowd. Oh, now I have that song stuck in my head. Like desperados waiting for a train.
Wow.
He'd put it on. Even my mom would be like, we've heard this already. Thanks. Turn it off. Thanks.
Enough already.
That was his jam.
I just let my dad, I'm like, Dad, just get through the song. Because we know you're going to go to something else. But just let him go through the song. He just needed it for that time.
No, he would come back 10 minutes after listening to it and listen to it again. Like he'd rewind the tape.
Oh no, we would have expectations. Go, I love you, but it has to at least be 2 hours in between each time we say.
You know what? It taught me math too when I was a kid. He put the song on. I'd be like, okay, at least we're only 5 minutes away from the house. I'm serious, man. That song.
So
and I love Johnny Cash. I love Johnny Cash and Willie Nelson, but together they sing that song. Oh.
You want to know something? I guarantee I've never heard it.
You never heard my parents would listen to the original Dixie Chicks too with Dolly Parton.
Mm-hmm.
Over and over and over. I could sing all their songs too.
And I probably have heard it. I just didn't know who sung it, maybe. But
Otis Redding. I could sing every other Otis Redding song because of my parents. My mom was obsessed with the Rolling Stones. I like the Stones though.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually seen the Stones. I took my mom to a show. I was like, back up, old lady here, back up. And that was like 10, 15 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Because like with my brain, I know songs. I just don't know who sings them. Just because I never cared enough to know.
Yeah.
Like I just rather just listen to the song.
I know the song. I don't care who sings it. With the exception of the two.
Yeah. I was always the youngest. I never had say. So I was exposed to all these different genres. Like my sister was obsessed with rap. My brother was obsessed with classic metal. My other brother was stuck in the 80s. So, I have an eclectic view in music.
I love some 80s music.
Oh, me too. I'll get down on some 80s.
Oh, next time we go for a ride, we'll have to listen to it.
Yep. The only music I don't care for is rap. I just can't.
I can listen to some rap. It all depends on who it is.
I'm getting Twinny McTwin into Jamaican music.
Yeah, I
love ska.
I live first. Don't see if I start skanking, I have to stretch because I get those knees and elbows high when I start dancing.
I like
it ain't no easy skanking.
Bach and Chopin and all of those, and rap is the only one I cannot get into. My favorite is still goth. It always has been goth music. Like Typo Negative is my favorite band. Always has been, always will be.
So
they are goth.
Yeah. So we drove a half hour to go to a restaurant today so I can get something for the girls, and then I went to Starbucks. But Olivia wanted to listen to the radio, so she took the charger, popped it in her phone, and it automatically connects to the truck. So that all she has to do is get on Spotify.
Yeah.
She started listening to is it K-pop? It's like the
oh no.
You know what I'm talking about. All right, I'll be patient. Just let me listen to it. Just see. But then she listened to another song, and it sounded just like the original, the first song.
And it doesn't get any better.
They're all
And the third song, it was the same song. I'm like, Olivia, I love you with everything in me, but I can't listen to this anymore.
Right.
I was like, you have to put something else on.
Yeah.
Just something.
This
Please
is
go
why
on Spotify, go to my 80s and just play something. I'm like, you are rotting my brain, and I can't drive, and I'm falling asleep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, this is why my kid listens to all, like, I listen to a lot of Faith No More. Do you know the pride when I hear my son singing a song from like 1993? I'm like, keep going, kid.
That's what I get, that same joy when the girls start singing the songs that I grew up with too. And I'm like, man, I'm doing you right. I'm giving you culture. That's what I call it.
I just recently, like during my no internet moment there, I got my kids into listening to the radio with me. Like I just put on the radio in the kitchen and played like oldies stations, like you know, and they loved it. And at one point an AC/DC song came on, and suddenly, of course, my youngest daughter was like in love with radio.
Yeah. Weren't we talking, William, like when we were in Vegas, like how the oldies and goodies stations like changing?
Yes. They go from Frankie Valli to Nirvana, which I have a rule. If you remember it, it's not an oldie. And I can prove that. Does anyone remember Joe Loss? No, because Joe Loss was 1920s big band in the UK.
I was going to say, that's a big band.
Yeah,
United States.
He was huge. He was huge around the world, though. Like, he was huge around the world.
But he wasn't in the U.S.
He was in the UK.
Right. I'm like,
but that whole genre is forgotten, is what I'm trying to say.
Really?
Not too many people remember. Like, I know big band because I was raised by people from a different era. And my grandparents were still around when I was a kid.
Brothers had a band. So I'm like, wait a minute. That's not in the United States.
Joe Loss is amazing. I still listen to that stuff.
Dizzy Gillespie is about as far back as I go with any fandom, I think.
I
was
like
a big band.
I like 1920s music. I have this really, like, I almost look at it in a Star Trek way. Like in Star Trek, they'd be like, let's watch a movie from the ancient West. And they'd watch like a John Wayne movie. It's weird to me to watch Charlie Chaplin walk around Los Angeles 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Everything he shot is in LA, and it's 100 years ago.
But if you remember, anything made in the year 2000 and before is now vintage.
Yes.
This classic rock station here playing Creed, I would scream. Now I have Creed in my head. My sacrifice.
Yes.
Wow. Oh. That's when I felt old. When my music from high school started playing on the. Thank you. If I catch
93, that's decent.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. They're putting 90 to 93 on a classic rock station?
They'll play the Turtles and then they'll play the Spin Doctors.
But that's two different cultures.
You'll go from like California Dreaming to do real quick. Especially here, because KRth 101 in LA is a famous station, and they were famous for being hardcore because they only played the oldies. They never changed. And one day I was driving and they were playing Alice in Chains on the oldies station, and I said,
wow,
whoa. I came on here, this was like 2 or 3 years ago, I came on here and lost it one night. I talked for 3 hours about how, if you can remember it, it's not an oldie.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. That's just.
I'm officially old now.
But yeah, they do that here too. It's a thing.
Rita's giving us a side eye.
I'm old now.
You are not old, Rita. Stop.
I graduated high school in 81.
That's the year I was, yeah.
She just
You're
said
not
she's
old.
old. Don't say that's the year I was born.
Yeah, that's the year I was born.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm an 81 baby.
So that's not that long ago. That's just last week.
Oh,
Yes.
do I look like I'm that young?
Do. Now that song is just in my head. Sometimes I feel like I shouldn't add a caller, but then this is very like Dr. No. Yes, Mr. Bond.
No. Yes.
It needs
I
a
thought this-
collar. You need a collar.
Where's your cat?
I do need a Mr. Bigglesworth for this
You
one.
need a Mr. Biggles.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
I gotta go back to bed. Thank you so much for hanging out. It was great to see you. Hey, you are welcome to hang out anytime that I'm around. Come
What
on
was
back.
Yeah.
Yes.
What this was.
Have a wonderful evening.
I'm here every other day.
That's what it feels like.
It does.
Yeah, you would do this with his finger or something like that.
Oh, I'm gonna be in my front of my house. So should I I have a lot of material. Should I know Twin is gonna say hood.
No.
I don't
No, I
know.
want
What's
the color on that one.
any?
I
No.
wanted to after my just terrible coat I made. I needed a redeemer. So I
Is
made this as a redeemer because that thing I made last night was just awful.
Is that split in the back? Oh no.
No.
No, don't let Alibaba see that.
No, I think you should put how much fabric do you have left?
Like I
Okay.
don't know, like 4 yards, 5 yards.
I want a pair of pants and a collar.
No vest.
Hmm.
You over
I don't
the
know.
vest, huh? We're over
No,
the
no vest. Not with that one.
No, not with that one.
No, because that's
Now, if you want a vest, you can put like a different color underneath. I think that would look amazing.
Well, I own quite a few different.
a
So-
blue vest. A blue vest would look.
I
A
have
blue vest would look, yeah.
I have
Yeah.
quite a few.
a blue-
Pockets. Never heard of that, Ollie.
I know, Ollie. I've always asked him for pockets, but he's like, I don't need pockets.
No, this is a duster. When you walk into the saloon, you gotta when you got your shoddy hidden right here.
It's
Mhm.
also missing one other item. A
I gotta
snap.
add a collar though. The collar, I will make the collar off stream and then tomorrow.
Missing snaps. Come on.
I gotta find them. They
snap.
are somewhere close around here. Those snaps are somewhere close.
I can feel 'em.
I am desperate for you to start.
I
making
spy with my
apps.
little eye. Where are the snaps?
No, they're literally in the supply corner of shame.
Mm. Do you know what? I'm noticing that my chair has a lot of stuff on it. Like, I'm not
Chair.
liking it.
What
It
chair?
really doesn't. Though.
There's no chair there. There's
It's
something
just-
with an eyeball.
Oh, Ollie forgot. I forgot Ollie hasn't seen my failure sweater. But you know, here in the House of Sewing, I don't only show my victories. Oh man, this
You
thing
could
is so
still turn that into a vest and it would look good.
Should I? Christy wants to hear the story of the snaps too, William.
Why don't you tell everyone your fantasy of me ripping off my pants like I'm in the '97 Bulls?
Me
running around
ripping
court.
off your pants? Is that what you? No.
So this was an utter.
Ooh. Shawl collar.
This was a failure, and thank you. It looks good from a far away, but like I put the arms on wrong.
Yeah, they're back. You're
So
back.
Oh,
I can't raise my arm beyond this.
Yeah, you just turned them around.
That's it.
But it would look good as a vest, just like that with the arms. Oh, and fix the neck. But
I really liked it as a vest. I walked around my house with this. I was like, this is super villain. Just as a vest, I liked it.
just like that, just take the arms off. You have to fix the back of the neck, but it looks good. That's a cool color. I like it
I do. I like that fabric.
with those twirly things in it.
They're hexies.
I should.
I can't see that far away. I couldn't tell what they were. They just look like little twirly things.
Yeah.
If I rip the sleeves off, though, it's going to be very Mad Max.
And
I liked the
Why
look. I
can't
liked it.
you just fix them?
I'm going to have to. Look at this. I tried to make a video, and I was just standing there, and I'm like, I don't feel this at all.
Yeah.
I don't feel this at
what's
all.
funny is nobody would even know those arms are on backwards or up or
No.
opposite.
This reminds me of the poor professor his first year at the school.
Mm-hmm.
When
I
he
think you
can't
need to
afford-
trim that. I love a shawl collar, but that you need to trim it.
Yes. Yes.
This was
Harry.
an experiment I made. You're supposed to flop these sides in. These sides are supposed to be flopped in more.
Up in.
I liked the giant car. I look like Destro from G.I. Joe. I
like
love
It looks good. It looks good like that though.
Yeah.
But this was an utter and complete failure, though.
But it wasn't though.
It's just the arms.
If those arms, yeah, but if
It's
those
worth fixing.
arms were, if you was to switch
this-
those arms, it would. Well, you have to fix the back of the neck, but actually, again, if you fix the arms, it might pull that neck in where it's supposed to be.
I was thinking that too.
Yep.
Or I feel like I missed a piece because there's a hump back here. There's a literal hump. But you can't
Oh,
see
you
it because,
didn't put the yoke piece in there.
yeah, I think but there's no yoke piece on the thing. I looked. I would have noticed a yoke. I would have noticed a yoke.
Yeah, it looks like there should be just that little yoke piece, small piece that gives it an extra. It's not there.
The trims on the arm isn't good. I noticed that from the arms not being placed right, maybe a bit long. I agree. And that's another thing. Everyone knows how long my arms are. Look how long these sleeves are.
Yeah.
Just
I think
'cause
I should have tucked something in.
Did you didn't change the length of the sleeve, did you?
I added just a little bit because I have freakishly long arms.
Yeah.
right.
But yeah, they're
But if you switch them
But I
around,
think once you
And
put a
to
hem on
illustrate-
them.
To
They'll be
illustrate, I have freakishly long arms.
yeah, if you switch the arms around, they'll come back up.
But it's just like the arm is changing the fit.
Yes.
And I think once you fix the arms, you'll fix the fit.
And it's
And
not comfortable. I'll
It's
tell you
just
right now.
no, it's not comfortable to
it's
have
gonna
your
be
arms
tight.
restricted. But that's such a nice pattern, and it's like the fabric looks really, really good on you.
It's trippy.
And
I like
it's I think if you just fold over the end of the shawl and tack that seam on the inside, it's a beautiful pattern. I think it's worth saving. I think what you've done is worth saving.
This reminds me of something that my grandfather would wear.
I'll wear your granddad's clothes.
I love that song. I wonder if I'll get a copyright strike for that one. I am. That is like my Goodwill. Do you know, I've never heard that song at a Goodwill.
Mm.
Goodwill needs to step it up. I've never heard that song before.
They should use it as their advertising song.
They I agree. I really liked this, but I'm willing to admit when something's a failure. The sleeves are causing the hump. Here, let me take this off. When I made this, I'm like, oh no. I got it on the dress form. I was like, no.
Yeah, the sleeves being on the opposite sides is pulling them backwards.
But there's a hump on here.
Yeah, it's because the sleeves are on backwards. They're opposite. Turn the coat
But
around.
there's a literal
Okay.
like hump.
Put the coat on like that, and where the opening is behind you. And you'll see the sleeves will fit right.
I'm scared of ripping this thing because it's tight. It's like it fits down to the micron.
Yeah, it's because the sleeves are opposite of what they're supposed to be.
Oh, Oh man, I just noticed I almost crashed into the moon. We have gone around Jupiter twice this evening. I would like to thank everybody for hanging out. We were productive. I showed off my failure.
And you got it done.
The caller is just going to take me a second.
Yeah, but you got it done.
And I went shopping today, so I have a bunch of glorious stuff I'm going to make. And one of the reasons I'm so content right now, and I didn't talk about food all day, is because I had pancakes before the stream.
Good job.
And so I was content. I went to the Greasy Spoon. I was like, I need a 3-stack of pancakes, please. And that breakfast deal. I'm old.
Breakfast deal, I'm old. That's funny.
Oh, Shalom. Thank you. So you were missed, Shalom. Thank you so much for hanging out.
I am glad that my first world problems have been solved, and I am
It's
back
so good to
amongst
hear
you.
your voice. Yeah.
I used to always say that because I would truly feel, because something would drive me crazy, but then I would take a step back and be like, bro, like, this is a first world problem. So I'd always be like, my first world problems are messing with me today.
It's true.
That's very true. Rita, thank you so much for hanging out. You were missed too.
Yes.
It was a reunited stream. Dr. Osiris is back. Twinny McTwin wearing the Minnesota Twins shirt. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You gonna watch Twin Peaks now? Because I keep on talking about it.
I mean, I have Googled it a couple times, and I'm just like, I just want to know if there a hot girl on there.
It's a trippy show.
I was like, if you're going to use it, there better be a hot girl on there.
It's a trippy show. I went back and rewatched it. I was like, I don't remember any of this when I was a kid. It's all deep.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank anyone who watches in the future, anyone who's watching right now. You guys are absolutely amazing. I'll be back at it on Wednesday or Thursday if you live on the other side of the planet. But I hope everybody has a great week, a great evening. I will see you guys in the chat. You guys are absolutely amazing. And like I always say, reinforce your seams, be yourself, and I will definitely